gosh. Woo! Are you kidding me? Who the hell are you?
We're the other guys. Hello and welcome to The Other Guys. My name is Chris Binns. Alongside me is Travis Ferre. We are the Volcom Pipe Pro's alternate commentary stream. We're kind of car park commentary over here. Travis, how are you, mate?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Benzie. Good to be here on the beach at Pipeline.
Yeah, we're kind of a little bit down the beach. We're sort of closer towards Gums. We're in a backyard setup. And there's actually guys surfing their heats right out in front of us at the moment, which is a bit strange. But we're kind of not really here to deep dive into the heats too much. We're here to have a chat.
Yeah, we're the other guys apparently, which is something I've been learning what that means. And we're going to kind of take it down the beach a bit and hang out with some different personalities. We're going to bring some guys, grab them after their heats, grab them before their heats, grab guys who aren't in their heats. It's my first time in the headset, so it's cool to be here. And yeah, I'm here to follow Benzie's lead and see what these other guys are up to.
Well, it's cool to have you here, mate. We're being brought to you, obviously, by Red Bull, part of the Volcom Pipe Pro. Stab magazine are involved as well. If you want to follow along on Facebook, we're on Facebook Live, so jump on the Red Bull Surfing or the Stab Live Facebook feeds. We'd love to hear some feedback from you. If you've got questions, we've got some great guests coming up. Guys like Noah Dean, the
Noah Dean in New Jersey.
Free surfing phenom is here to compete in the Volcom Pipe Pro, so we need to find out just what exactly that's all about.
And where are we sitting? I feel like I'm in the center, on the set of Magnaplasm or something. It's like kind of kitschy, kind of fun.
It's just backyard pirate radio. This is us. We were originally meant to be in the A house, and then last year we got shunted down to the B house, and now we're just kind of hanging out the back of the broadcast booth. We're having brunch. We're here from 10 till 1 every day. And speaking of brunch, I think we've got Theo bringing us some drinks. Oh, thank you very much, mate. What is the drink of the day today, please, Theo?
Thank you. Wow.
Locally sourced pineapple. Yeah. Lime juice. Oh, ice cold yellow edition Red Bull. All right, well, cheers, Trav.
The new can. I really like the new Red Bull can. This is nice. Cheers.
Oh, that is so refreshing. All right, well, today's show is all about the future of surfing. We just saw Kai Lenny in the water a couple of heats ago. He's already done his post-heat interview with the main broadcast crew. But we're really going to get him on and just find out what makes this guy tick, because I know nothing about him. What do you know about him?
I think he's probably the most free surfer there is, even though you might categorize him in a lot of different genres of surfing. But I'm kind of fascinated to put him in that kind of shell and see what he's all about, because
he might be the first ever extreme hipster, like a twin fin and an open chest zip vest aren't enough.
Exactly.
He's foiling between islands and whatever else. So
look forward to meeting him. I think that'll be cool, and we'll follow it up with Noah Dean. So we'll go across the spectrum today.
Yep, we got Jamie O'Brien coming on as well, and I can see Balaram Stack is going to be our first guest. He's waiting in the wings. So yeah, if you've got any questions for Balaram, jump on the Facebook feeds, Red Bull Surfing or Stab Magazine, and hit us up. We're going to get Balaram on pretty soon, and just sort of take it from there. We've got some action in the water right now. It's a pretty slow day today, Travis. They've added an extra day here at the Volcom Pipe Pro, so there's a lot more local surfers in the field. 146 this year, so instead of being a 3-day run window, it's going to be 4 days. So a much bigger contest.
And it's funny that you say it was slow. We get here in the dark, even though it's now brunch, but it was 6 foot and pumping, and everybody was kind of shrugging their shoulders, which I talked to Marty Thomas briefly, and he's like, if we were anywhere else in the world, we'd be on. But right now, we're debating whether to go on. But we went on and seen a lot of guys get a lot of good waves. Gavin Besham was over here at Gums all morning, kind of putting on a clinic, so fun to watch the alien to the side of the contest area.
Yeah, we see Kai Lenny, he could be from another planet, and yeah, Gavin Beshan.
Yeah.
You've worked with Gavin in the past. What's he like?
Gotten to go up to his place over here on the North Shore, and basically we'll give you a tour of his garden. While you're getting a tour of his garden, you're basically going to be eating every fruit that's known to the islands. Some I've never heard of. He's feeding you throughout the tour, and his kids are running around. It's very cool. I think Ball Around's gonna come join us here.
Yeah, we might be ready for our first guest of the day, the first guest of the other guys for 2018. Oh, there's some intro music, right? Oh, all right, hey man. All right.
You guys hear me? There we go.
Sure can, mate. Welcome to the other guys. How are ya?
Good. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. We're firing it up, and I don't know what this is, but
Looks pretty tasty, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Looks like a good time.
And mate, how long you been on the North Shore for?
Since November. I went back about 3 times back to New York just to get some waves, see family.
Break down your last 3 weeks. I've been texting Ballroom a little bit, and his last 3 weeks have been like, he's either in New York, in LAX. He contemplated joining us in San Francisco for one night, and he's been to Hawaii 3 times. Walk me through. What do you do?
It's always, my schedule is kind of always like that. I never really know where I'm going to be the next week or the next day, but I just kind of like make a plan within those 24 hours and run with it, and that's how it goes. I was home. I was here for a little while, got some swell, and then during the Pipe Masters, I went home, saw some family, got some waves. Came back here for New Year's swell, got the shootout, got drained off my head, went back home for a couple of days, and now I'm here for the Pipe Pro.
So, what are you chasing on all these? Swell, girls, fun?
All of the above.
You kind of do it
all of the above.
You've had a pretty good winter in New York, yeah?
Yeah, fuck. I mean, from the fall that rolled into the winter, it was kind of like the most barreled I've gotten in my whole life at home. You know, it was storm after storm when it was warm out, and then this past winter, even though it was freezing, there was definitely a few swells that were a good time.
And have you got the New York, LA, Honolulu just down pat? Do you check in? Oh, Mr. Stag, usual seat.
Yeah, how elite are you?
I've gotten pretty lucky with the upgrades, actually, going from New York to LA. They get the lay flat, just off miles, get the lay flat every once in a while, and get a couple drinks.
It's kind of crazy how much that can affect when you land, how much better shape you're in.
Oh my God, it's a different world. It's like from sitting in one position and looking at like 3 movies to laying flat, having a glass of wine, and just kind of relaxing. It's like you can fly around the world when you're flying like that, you know.
Exactly. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
What's the process like being part of the Volcom team? If you want to come over here, you see us well, who do you hit up? Someone picks you up at the airport every time you've got your same bed. How does that kind of work?
Yeah, I mean, I just hit up Ty. I'm like, yo, I'm coming in. Somebody gets the van, drives up, meets us there. Do the drive back, stop at Maui Mike's, get some chicken, and then wherever there's an open bed in the house, usually in Ty's room or a room above or something like that. And it's super mellow. It's not like real rigid, like this is so-and-so's bed or this is so-and-so's room. It's just kind of like whatever's open, everyone's cool.
What's kind of your routine when you're over here? I mean, if you come over for a swell, is it for a swell, or we just relax? Do you come recharge here, or is it just to chase a swell?
At the start of the season, I kind of stay home or wherever I am as long as I can until the swell starts picking up in Hawaii, and then as soon as the first swell kind of hits, I'll try and be here for that, and then either post up, or I'm pretty much on call for being home or posting up here at that point.
Yeah.
And having these houses and the team, I mean, that must add a value to your contract that just dollars can't match, right?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up a bunch of years at the Quick House right next door, and I was always in the Volcom yard and hanging with everyone back and forth, and just to be able to grow up in that little zone was like, I mean, I can almost credit like all of my knowledge at Pipeline to just being there, you know, being in the yard, having the opportunity to be out there when there's nobody out and when it's like bombing.
You kind of see every mood, because that's one thing I don't think, if you haven't been to Pipe, how moody it looks. Like, you watch it your whole life in videos and you get that type perspective, but like,
it's got all kinds of different moods and phases.
Sometimes you can't even find it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You're like,
yeah.
that
Just
it?
white water. It's
Yeah.
just white water, and then all of a sudden you'll see a draining spitter in the middle of the little zone, and you're like, oh, there it is.
And you were a wildcard in the Quickie Pro in your hometown in New York all those years ago. What was that like?
That was hectic. It was probably one of the best weeks I've had at home. You know, it was my birthday. I surfed against Kelly with the whole town on the beach watching me. I got smoked by Kelly while the whole town was on the beach watching me. And I ended up just having, like, they gave me a hotel room and just had all my boys partying, and it was just an awesome week.
Did Kelly know who you were from the North Shore or anything?
I had known him from Quick from the years back. I'd done a couple trips with him, and I was just like, I tried to make it as casual as possible. The waves kind of sucked in our heat, but I was just like talking shit to him, just being like, trying to make it less nerve-wracking on myself, you know.
Yeah, you gotta enjoy that moment.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Talking about the Volcom team, I think everyone would like to know what shape's Dusty in at the moment.
I was just I was with him the day before he went back to Maui. I was popping in and out every time somebody went to the airport, and he went from the phases that I saw from, like, he was super out of it, like in and out of sleep, to standing up, walking. They made him get up for the missile crisis because everyone had to go in the hallway, so that was like a jump for him, and that was, like, I think a little early, but he was strong enough to do it, so that was like a jump on it. And then I saw him after his surgeries, and he was up walking in the hotel. He was out of the hospital in the hotel room, and he was just like, you could tell he was so grateful to be out of the hospital.
Wow.
I mean, I can't imagine staring at those same walls for 2 weeks, you know. But he's walking around. He's got some new hardware in his head, but he's looking like he's gonna make full recovery.
And he's positive, everything's...
Yeah. I mean, he's, like I said, he's just stoked to be out of the hospital. He's just like amped to get home, amped to be seeing new faces, walking around, and
yeah, I'm sure he's got a good line of visitors coming to check and hang out.
yeah, I think he's in good spirits right now, definitely.
You were here during the missile crisis, or the fake missile crisis?
Yeah, the fake out.
What was that all about?
I mean,
what was that like?
I woke up and went down to Ty's room, like, just checked the waves. It was pretty bad, and Kaimana comes in the room. He's like, "You guys see this missile crap going on?" I was like, "No, what are you talking about?" Turns the news on, and it's like, get on the floor, get away from the windows. There's a missile coming within minutes. And me and Ty look at each other, and we're like,
Because that's normally the text you send when you come to town, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, we just didn't know what to do. We were just like, is this real? You know, like, what, even if there is a missile coming, like, what do we do? Are we gonna go, I guess we should just go into the dungeon. We were like, anybody on the beach we should just bring up with us and go bunker out for a couple days. Like,
Wow, that could have been fun.
right? Yeah, that's what we
Grab the right people off the beach.
Our brains started turning. We were like, we'll bring some supplies down there, see who's looking for a good time, and maybe go hide out.
It's hectic. So one of the things we're talking about in here too is like the kind of the future of surfing, and just kind of debating all these like sort of odd topics that are approaching our what are you watching? What gets you kind of amped, or when you're not surfing, are you trying to check out of it?
I kind of know. I kind of find myself watching a lot of skating and stuff. That kind of, cause I mean, I definitely like watching surfing and the new parts that are coming out, but it's kind of like gets pretty repetitive, being that you're just always got eyes on it, always around it, you know. So
It's cool to
watching,
mix it up.
yeah, watching skating kind of like gets me fired up.
What's your skate crew? Who
At
do
home?
you follow? Who do you like to watch? What parts? What brands? What guys? Because you skate pretty damn well yourself. I don't know if I mean.
I try to a little bit. I really like watching like Grayson and like Curran and that little CJ Collins kid. It's fucking nuts. All the ball stuff is crazy how high those dudes go.
Yeah. Do you ever get over to the North Shore Park here? And
Yeah, I was over there the other day. Got over the stairs in the pool, which was pretty psyched.
Yeah.
I was psyched on that, and I was just kind of like rolling around and feeling it
Yeah.
out.
And so your ankle, Ballroom one time sent me a text of his ankle, and it was as big as this pineapple. And he had because we had just been with you, and you went over to Europe, and you ollied like a. What happened there?
It was I went with the Weed Maps crew, and there was like Boo Johnson and Braden and a couple other guys, and they were all skating this like 5-foot high railing. It was called the Wave. It's like a couple banks, couple rollers to this railing, and they were doing tricks over it. I didn't even planning on skating that day. I was wearing these like stiff ass jeans, and I was just like, you know what? I think I can probably ollie over that. I was looking at it. I was like, I had to try it. It was a spot that I had seen from when I was a little kid on videos, and I was like, I had to try it. And I tried it once, twice, almost made it, and then tried it like 10 more times. And eventually I was just like, I gotta do this. And my back foot just slipped off, and I just went, crunched it, rolled it over, and my flag was like black and blue from the toe to the shin for like 10 days.
Yeah, it was gross. It looked like this pineapple in size and consistency and structure and
pretty
a
damn
lot
ugly.
of these things.
And does that put you off skating for a while? Put the skateboard a while after that?
I mean, all I really wanted to do was go back and do it because I feel so defeated after doing something like that. I'm like, fuck, I really need to get back and do that.
Yeah, I hear you.
Epic. Well, Ballaram, it's been awesome having you on, mate.
Yeah, hell yeah. Thanks for
having me.
Good luck in the event.
Yeah, have fun out there. Appreciate you soon.
We'll catch up. We're going to come back with Jamie O'Brien after the break. Right.
Thanks, dude.
That's Ballaram Stack. We're the other guys. Don't go anywhere.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Who the hell are you?
We're the other guys. Welcome back to the other guys with Volcom Pipe Pro's alternate commentary stream, Pirate Radio. A couple of backyards over from where the main action is, and a couple of yards over from our latest guest's house, Jamie O'Brien. Welcome to the other guys, mate.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you.
Good to see you, man.
Likewise.
Mate, what have you been up to?
Well, we've been just having fun on the North Shore. We've been filming some stuff for Who is JLB 8.0. That's been a lot of fun. Poopy's hanging out and the whole crew, but kind of at the same time getting ready for the contest. Been riding all my soft tops, making sure you know which one's going to work right.
Yeah, I have to say, Jamie, I pulled up here. I haven't been seeing you in a bit. Standing here checking it. You've got guys whipping across the beach. There's basically a party going on.
Yeah.
And there's guys flying, rolling, nearly dying. And what's going on? What are you up to over there?
Well, we were just kind of going Sunday fun day, filming a little vlog. I just kind of started my own little YouTube channel, just kind of have some fun. Yeah, just trying to figure it out, trying to get subscribers, and at the same time multitasking and building out Who is JLB 8.0. Just try having fun, you know?
Yeah, no, I'd say you must be one of the most creative surfers. You've taken what you do, your talents, and God, it's fun to watch.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, my theory on life is like, you know, you can only get so good at surfing unless you're Kelly or John. So then it's like we might as well take, you know, the talent and then try and push the boundaries in places that it doesn't really make sense. So, you know, with wave knowledge, with I don't know.
I say you've sort of mastered each. You know, you had the crazy video part when coming up, and you nailed all the boxes, and now you're into realms that I don't even know. Who knows what's next?
Well, I saw three things on that Sunday when we pulled up. There was a guy with like sandals attached to like hand planes. He was getting witched down the beach.
That's my sport. I started. We call it womping. So yeah, we strap some sandals down on the wompers. It's pretty much extreme fail factor. So anything with high fail factor, anything with high fail factor is always fun. It's entertaining to watch. Yeah, don't let anyone fool you. I started. I didn't design the womper, but I took it to the next level.
Then the other one I saw, there was a guy surfing a pizza.
Yep, the pizza's always fun.
I hadn't seen that before. And then I'm pretty sure I caught you doing like a transfer, but a finger flip into it.
Yeah,
Did that happen?
Yeah, that did happen. So I've been kind of working on the finger flip transfer, and it actually worked out good. I nailed my second and third one the other day, so kind of building the confidence to hopefully get it when it's on at backdoor. Drop in, come off the bottom, finger flip it, straight into the barrel, blown out, double shakas, you know, trying to set the vibe.
Job done. Roll in.
That's amazing.
Grab a beer in the barbecue.
Yeah, that sounds like a good day.
What's firing you up about surfing? Are you watching any other, or maybe outside surfing? Are you watching anything?
It's What's firing me up as far as what do you mean? Just get psyched for this contest, or?
No, like life. Like you're doing all this creative stuff you're doing. Like what are you looking to anywhere else? Or you guys just inventing with the crew you've got?
Definitely, Instagram is a very
Deep. You can dive deep.
we're diving deep around there, but at the same time, it's like, how can we take that and bring it to the ocean? Like definitely like a person that really, what I really like what he's doing is Mason Ho. He's real different. He thinks different. He thinks outside the box. He keeps it fun. He's novelties. Like, I like that kind of mix with surfing, because the talent kind of mixing into like what he's doing. I don't know. I just really like it.
The crossover stuff sort of knows no boundaries. I mean, Candide Tovacs, the skier, put out that crazy clip last week where all of a sudden he was like snow skiing on a little right-hander busting out turns.
That was insane.
You watch all those sorts of clips whenever they drop?
Exactly. So like, I'll be completely honest. I'll post a clip, and I'll be like, one of my best ways I pipe all year. I'll get 100,000 views, and then I'll post a clip of me wiping out really bad on the Wompers, and I'll get 300,000-400,000 views. So you know what I mean? Like, everyone's jaded already. Pipeline's just been done for like the last like 50, 60 years. Like, the Womping's kind of just the beginning, and trying different things is keeping it fun.
So you'd never get jaded competing at pipe, but what would it take for you to grab the soft top and paddle out in your heat?
Ooh. I'd have to be real confident. Definitely think I could do it. I could maybe win a heat, but it's hard, like you think like every year, you got 2 shots to win a pipe contest. It's the Pipe Masters, or you got 3. It's the Pipe Masters, the Backdoor Shootout, and the Volcom Pipe Pro, and like they are prestigious wins, so you don't want to like go messing around too much. You enter this contest, you want to win, and if you're in here to make a couple of heats, you shouldn't even show up. Like your motive is to win.
Anything less than the final, a failure for you in this event, or?
Dude, yeah, I mean, anything less than a final is definitely a failure. Just by winning it multiple times and winning multiple contests out here, it's like, you know what you want. You know how to get the job done, and then you go out there to do it. And yeah, I don't know. Surfing is a greedy sport, but we're blessed to actually score perfect waves with 3 other surfers out here, and if you add all that time together in your whole life, I probably got days on days on days out here with 3 other guys out, and that's what matters.
Well, we had the chat before. You grew up right here on the beach at Pipeline. You bought the block of land right behind the Volcom house. You just rebuilt, and you were saying you had to live elsewhere for a little while. Did that just reinforce how much you love this exact stretch of sand right down in front of us, having to be slightly away from it for a little while?
Yeah, so I honestly felt like I was losing my connection. Like, it was super weird. It took about 1.5 years for them to build my house, and alternatives, having 2 epic dogs and my girlfriend, and like trying to balance out like where we're gonna live. I was thinking, oh, we could live anywhere. This is awesome, and it just kind of the living situation didn't get too good. I had to move away from Pipeline. There's just some dark, creepy houses, and I was just like, what am I doing? I remember pipe just going off. I literally checked it 20 minutes before, and then I went home and honestly just had a beer, and then had another beer, and then someone's like, pipe's firing. I was like, no, it's not. Next day I watch all the clips. Like, it's just that thing about being here at Pipeline. When it is on, it could turn off and everyone could come in, and then it could turn back on and you could be back on.
Did that test your relationship with your dogs?
Yeah, you gotta love your dogs. It's all good now. Now they're living good.
They made it back.
Yeah, they're back. We're all back here at Pipeline, so that's the main thing.
So life's pretty golden. You're back in a massively upgraded new place right here on the beach. Life's not bad for JOB.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It honestly feels like 25 years of I wouldn't say hard work, but consistent, and keep like pushing the envelope. Whether it's like my dad just rousting me to go surf or whatever, I don't know. The Pipeline's a dangerous wave, and my thoughts and prayers go out to Dusty and what happened a couple weeks ago, which was really sad, and I'm glad he's making a good recovery. It's just hard to see things like that. And last year, Kalani Chapman, my best friend almost died in a surfing accident out here, and it just seems like it's every year, and I think the older I get, the more scared I get. And I'll paddle out there and get 3-4 amazing waves, and everyone's like, wow, you made it look so easy. I'm like, oh, frick, I was pretty scared. I was saying, 4, I'm going in. Yeah. But, yeah, it's definitely a dream living here, and it's beautiful in Hawaii, and I would not want to be anywhere else besides maybe snowboarding.
Where do you like to go? When you get out of town? Would anywhere fire you up?
it's either I'm completely out of my element, I leave my surfboards at home, and there's no thoughts about surfing.
Yep.
That is awesome. Or I take my snowboards and I go to Japan, or go up to Canada and go snowboard and chase the big powder storms. And that to me is my outlet of like being extra stoked. And in the summertime, dude, this beach, there's nobody here.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of how you really define who the real locals are.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
It's beautiful and flat.
Yeah.
I know this guy from snorkeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whole new crew.
Yeah, so we do a lot of sailing out here with John. He's got a Hobie cat. A couple of us got Hobie cats, and we get all psyched, and we're like, hey, we're going to race down the Haleiwa, and once we get the Haleiwa, whoever wins, I think I won once, he won one. His boat broke once. We had to help him fix his boat, but then he smoked us back. But while we're down in Haleiwa, we're like having like acai bowls, like we're eating. We pull up our boats at Surf and Sea, and we're just like having this epic lunch, jump on the boat, sail back. Like, I feel like we get a good opportunity to live life to its fullest out here on the North Shore.
You competed in the Red Bull, like the river tidal bore thing in China a few years ago. What was
Yeah.
that like?
That was really insane. The what was it? It's in China tidal bore. Like you're on the jet ski and you literally drive up the what would it be, like a canal for like an hour, and then you get there and then you're sitting there like, oh, the wave's coming at 11:50, and you're like, okay, cool, wave's coming, and you see the wave and you're like, whoa, this wave is like, it's no like it's no wimpy wave, like it's gnarly. It like backs off right before this huge bridge, and there's millions of people watching, and then it just slabs, but it kind of closes out. And then if you get that and do like 1 or 2 turns, you'll get a big score, and then it'll close out for like 10 minutes, and then it'll back off, and there'll be like this epic right here and an epic left here, and it's just like you're chasing this wave down for an hour. It's insane, whether you're on the jet ski or you're surfing.
So you jump off the jet ski and back on and that sort of thing? You get picked up? Or?
Yeah, picked up, back on, back off, trading positions. I remember a couple years ago I was telling Kobe, I'm like, oh, you're gonna pearl, because he was asking me, because after you do a pickup, you got to come back over the whitewater and go back down, which you don't do, but you have to do it there. And I was telling Kobe, you're gonna pearl, and he never pearled. And I promise, I jumped on the ski, and he's like, you're gonna pearl, mate. And I just went over the wave and just did like a front flip on the jet ski, and I was trying not to laugh because the water's pretty contaminated, and I'm like,
what happens after that? Is it?
Yeah, what's floating around in that stuff?
It's a shit show, including me, the jet ski, my board, my guy that I'm supposed to be watching, Kobe laughing at me, everyone laughing at me, trying to get the ski back over to try and grab the board to try and get back over the wave and do it again, build your confidence.
So, do you ever just like look around and go, I'm eating shit in shit? This is so surreal. How did we get here? How did I get to in this tidal bore in China?
It's worth it.
Yeah,
it's worth it. It's sick.
Yeah, no, it's surreal. It's insane. But there's supposed to be those moments you're in China, like, what? How did I end up here in this river?
Yeah, it's definitely really cool. It's a good time there. But then I tried to go watch the wave the next day, and they didn't speak English. And then the guy told me I spoke bad English because I was trying to speak through Google Translator, and I kind of got like a little pidgin accent.
Yep.
And the guy was telling me I speak bad English back on his translator. I was like,
Oh, take that.
yeah, it's hard over there. No one speaks English.
So out of all the wacky contraptions that you've taken to sea on, are there any that you wouldn't touch again?
Yes. A couple years ago, we took out the hamster wheel. I was like, okay, cool, we're gonna try the hamster wheel. This thing's sick. It was like $1,000. I'm like, this is so worth an investment. So it took us a while to get out, and then our traction wasn't that good. It was like these kind of like half-ass little things that kind of didn't really catch that good, and like we ended up kind of floating by back door. I'm like, okay, cool, we're floating by back door. Maybe a wave will come, and then I'm like trying to line it up. I'm like, uh-oh, here comes a set. And I see everyone off the wall paddling, and we just go right across the backdoor channel into off the wall, and this like 4-foot wave barrels straight over the hamster wheel. Like this is the hamster wheel. The wave went, whoa, like the whole thing fit in the barrel, and then it went like this, wham.
Oh, so it compressed it.
It compressed us, and I did a scorpion, and Poopies was doing a scorpion. Poopy's feet were hitting me in the head, and we're like in this thing, and I was stuck, and then Poopy's like just kind of like skizzled out of it, and then it went whoop, and then it just kind of kept riding on the wave, and then yeah, we're like, that's the best clip ever. And then Peter King just stole our clip and posted it on social media, and it went wild. I'm like, come on, Peter, what are you doing, dude? Stealing content?
Wasted the big surprise. That was our surprise.
Yeah, so yeah, it's just all fun and games until someone gets hurt, and that was maybe a moment I almost broke my back.
What are the lifeguards like? They obviously know you, so you kind of get a leave pass when you're doing this kind of hijinks.
Yeah, I'd imagine they see you guys roll out on Sunday Fun Day and
Do
just
they just
start going like,
shake their
oh,
heads?
boy.
Yeah, they, you know, I so far our success rate's been pretty good as far as not getting in trouble, and I hope they trust me. Definitely, there's definitely been times where I was like, God, what are they thinking? And I'll like talk to them later. They're like, no, dude, we loved it. It makes our job more fun and entertaining. You know, you guys are entertaining us. I'm like, okay, cool.
Run us through the joys of the soft top, because we've seen Mark Matthews on one at the right. He's tried one of your transfers at Shipsterns.
That was sick.
Like, do you obviously you get more confidence because Pipeline's your backyard? Would you try this, that sort of stuff at Mavericks or somewhere that's not your
You're not
jurisdiction?
so familiar with, you know, a wave you can do, but that you're not in front of every day.
Yeah, I like my comfort zone out here at Pipe and Waimea, and just
Which that's a ridiculous concept for starters.
Yes. Yeah. Did you hear what you just said?
Yeah. No, but just being in warm water, there's just something like so like friendly about it.
So you haven't been back to Canada. The first trip I ever went out with Jamie to Canada.
Yeah.
So you haven't been back.
Nope.
It's a little cold.
No, actually, I did go back. I went to Tofino. It was pretty cold. Not that side.
Yeah. And I mean, it's hard. I remember going through customs. They're like, you're from California, and you're from Hawaii, and you're from California. And they're like, and you have all these surfboards. They're like, secondary. Go get interviewed.
They're over us. But you know, the best thing I think is I like to constantly kind of try and figure out like how I could push the envelope in somewhere where you wouldn't really normally push the envelope. Like, yeah, I don't want to go to Mavericks. Hell no. Did you see that last swell over there? That looked terrifying. Like, it's freezing cold. It's freaking a 35-foot slab. Like, there's nothing right about it.
Yeah,
you know, the people out there are just madmen.
Yeah. The cold is something that adds a layer that I don't think anyone realizes.
Imagine how dark. Imagine taking off on a big 30-foot black wave at Mavericks in a full suit with like just everything all over you and booties and imagine going 30 feet down. Like, I was told the reef at Mavericks is like a tabletops. It goes up and then it goes down and it goes up and it goes down and it goes up and it goes down. So when you're underwater getting pounded, you'll notice more guys in the whole world get two-wave hold downs than Mavericks, because you'll get in this thing and it'll just kind of spin you underwater in between one of the tables.
It's another one of your hamster wheels.
Freaking over that. And imagine how dark it would be down there.
Yeah. Dark, cold.
You thought the darkest
Probably
night was dark, dude. Imagine you down there. Like, I mean, fighting for your life, pitch black.
You probably see creatures that
dude,
down there.
That is creepy.
All right, we've got a segment here on the other guys called Good or Bad for Surfing, which we're going to do every day. And while we've got you on, we may as well pick your brains on some of them. So the first one we're going to kick things off with, are hydrofoils good or bad for surfing?
I think hydrofoil is really good for surfing. I feel like it's a good balance aspect. I definitely think people are pushing the issue riding them in surf, and it could be very, very, very dangerous.
Have you ridden one?
Yes, I have like 4 or 5.
I've seen you,
4 or 5 hydrofoils. But what's cool that I see from a lot of surfers is if you're not the best surfer and you get on a hydrofoil and you figure it out, you'll get that feeling of, once you start gliding and riding waves, you'll get that feeling of being the best surfer in the world. And there's nothing like it. It's silent, it's peaceful. You know, you're making it happen. And I think you can't get that feeling in surfing if you're not that good. Like, middle of the summer, it's the worst day ever. I take my foil out, it's 1 foot, I'm whipping 1 footer whitewater and having the best day ever, coming home going, wow, that was the best day. And I'm like, did I really just say that? We just found the perfect happy medium in the summer.
How do you, I know absolutely nothing about them. Like, what's the process? Do you have to order them? Do shapers
I've
make
seen guys
them
making
now,
them. That's what I think it's going to get weird, is when all people start doing chop hydrofoils, and then it's crowded with them, and who knows what's going to happen.
I don't know. I just asked Kai Lenny. I'm like, hey, who makes your boards? Oh, this guy. And hey, who do you get foils from? Oh, this guy. So just kind of jumped on the Kai Lenny bandwagon. Give me that guy's number.
Probably a good guy.
I want to buy a board. Pretty much selling the dream.
And are you paddling into waves like
I'm
with
doing
your hands,
both.
or you stand up, or you towing? Or?
We've Kai and I have towed outside second reef pipe on the foils. You can check it on my YouTube channel. And then Also, that was a crazy experience. I was literally going 35, 45 mile an hour and tomahawking. Like you've never been this fast on the ocean in your entire life.
Wow.
And then we're paddling into like 1 foot Sunset Point, having the best day of our life, or we're towing into the windiest wind chop days ever out here on the, on the outer reefs.
It's pretty cool to hear you get, that it gives you such a buzz and it's that fun. So I understand why people must be so psyched on it.
You're in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
There's sharks, there's dolphins, there's
And you're
whales,
just-
there's, you're just doing your thing.
Hydroing.
Like, you're totally out of your element.
Yeah.
You would never think of riding a chop out there.
Yeah.
All right, so from the middle of the ocean, let's go to the next one. Good or bad for surfing? Wave pools.
I think it's awesome. It's fun. It's going to open up people that never got a chance to surf, and I think it's awesome. Surfing's, dude, I'm completely honest. Without guys like Gabriel, John, Kelly, and all these guys pushing the envelope so hard, and there's only a handful of elite guys, surfing's generally boring.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, you watch
Come
your
on.
you pull up,
watch,
you pull up
yeah.
to your average wave.
But
Most
this is
people
good.
are boring to watch surf.
Pipeline, high fail factor.
Yeah, this is great.
risk versus reward high. Like you want to watch this event. That's why this is the best event in the world to sponsor. This, Chopo, Jaws, these are the things people want to see. Like everything else besides, if you're pulling back for airs and crazy shit like that, and big acid drops off huge rocks and like that's just fun.
Yeah. It definitely doesn't translate though. I know what you mean. It's like the general public can't pull up to a beach in Huntington and really be all that impressed when this exists. This is the elite.
It's a gem.
Yeah.
Have you surfed any wave pools?
No, Kelly has not invited me.
Any of the others? No
keeps
wave
calling
guards?
us.
or-
Yeah. Huh. Nah, I surfed a couple of little weird ones,
Yeah,
but
we'll throw that on the
Yeah,
to-do
we
list.
gotta get Jamie, Kelly.
yeah, dude, what's up, Kelly? Come on, man. We've been surfing out here for like 25 years now.
Inflatable vests, good or bad?
Good and bad, yes, both. I feel like when I grew up, I was scared that I was going to drown surfing Waimea because it was so massively big, and I would paddle out in my board shorts and be freezing, and there was nothing right about it, but there was nothing wrong at the same time because we didn't know any better. And then, thanks to Shane and a handful of guys like Garrett that actually kind of put 2 and 2 together and said, like, after a big day of surfing, you want to come home to your family and your friends and have dinner. Like, you don't want to get hurt and die. And yeah, we don't want any of that to happen. So vests are good. Kids that were raised on vests.
What's kind of the downfall for them? Like, what's the negative? I'm asking because I will never wear a vest.
Well,
Maybe at a party.
Yeah.
well, it depends how you use it. I surfed the Eddie Aikau, the biggest they've ever ran it. It was 30 feet, every bit of it. I was scared for my life waking up that day and going through that day. I wore a vest. I didn't pull it once. I wiped out on the biggest wave I ever caught in my life. I told myself as I was going down, don't fall. That was all I said to myself, and I fell. And I just wiped me clean and didn't pull my vest once, and I said I'll only pull when I need it. But then I took Poopies out kayaking like 8 foot Waimea, and he wiped out on like a 4-footer and he pulled the vest. So that's abusing it,
So it opens the door for maybe some people who shouldn't be, in the lineup at a place like Mavericks or Jaws to get a sort of
put
safety
themselves
blanket.
somewhere they shouldn't be.
Yeah, they can put their little safety blanket on, but when you go to pull it and it doesn't work, then that's when
You're gonna be pretty deep.
that's when shit hits the fan. So you got to be kind of like, you got to think that out. Or a lot of those big guys, they're the big wave guys that want to charge. They're pretty tapped. Like,
Yeah.
they're on a mission.
Yeah.
All right, last topic before we let you go. Instagram, good or bad for surfing?
I think it's great. It's fun. I think it's the best thing that ever happened to surfing. I think that, my whole life, magazines, they try and control the surf market. And if a surfer is good enough to build his own product and build his own brand, then we deserve to be able to push our own brand to where I feel like the Instagram is taking over. I really like it. I'm sorry, when I see these magazines going away, I like it because it gives those younger generation kids like more power to themselves. Like, I don't like when other guys repost my stuff. That's my content. I built that, I created that, and they take that and they don't, they use it. I don't know.
No, well, I think you're an entrepreneur in a sense of like you took your own career in your hands. It doesn't work for everyone. Not everyone's as creative, talented as you. So, but it's
Guide
great.
your own
It's
destiny.
great.
Instagram's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right?
You're awesome. Jamie O'Brien.
Cool.
It's
Thank
been
you
a
guys.
pleasure, mate. Thank you very much.
Jamie. Good to see
Thank you. Likewise.
All right, don't go anywhere. We've got Chris Cote coming up right after this break.
Oh my gosh. Woo! Are you kidding me? Who the hell are you?
We're the other guys. Welcome back to the other guys. I'm Chris Binns. This is Travis Ferry next to me, and next to Travis is the unofficial other guy, the spirit animal of the
thank
other
you.
guys, Chris
Welcome to
Cote
the team.
himself. How
I've
are
been
you, Chris?
trying to be an other guy since day one. You notice I've been kind of stalking you guys.
Little bit. We had dinner last
It
night.
got
It
a little
was-
weird,
yeah.
but
Been around.
I'm here. Oh, this is great. Dreams do come true.
Mate, what have you been up to? We had you on the show last year. It was great. And
Yeah.
what do you know? First day, you're like,
I mean,
hey
he's
guys.
got a folder
Look.
here. Look how he's got to be in that big room.
I have, you know,
You can calm down.
homework
You
that
can
I've
calm
been
down.
doing.
It's a lot of paper.
Looks like Sudoku to me.
I have stuff to say. You know, this is kind of this is behind the scenes my voice. Herculean effort. Yeah, there's some, you know, there's some terms that you might be hearing throughout this event.
I've
Wow.
always loved that about
Flew
you,
too
Chris,
close
all
to the
notes.
sun like Icarus.
Yes, right.
That's
good,
powerful
You know,
stuff.
the
All right,
judges
well,
have spoken type
we,
of stuff.
we won't be using any of that over
Yeah,
here
I
on
want
this show.
back, though. This is important.
Chris, how do you think everything's okay at home? We're both in Hawaii.
Yeah, we're neighbors.
Chris and I live next to
in case
each
you
other.
didn't know.
We're actually on a family text together as well.
Yep.
Which the childhood me, who's been drafting off Chris my entire life, trying to be nearly as cool and popular and
Someday.
smart as him.
Someday.
Yeah,
It would help
but-
if your name was Chris. 'cause
That would be a good way
there's-
to start.
You're born better. I mean, is that weird?
Apparently so. Mate, we're here to talk about the future of surfing today.
That's today's theme.
Yep,
Okay.
you're a guy with fingers in all sorts of pies across action sports, snow, skate, and right here on the beach. Tell us a bit about what you do and how you spread yourself.
You know,
Don't spread yourself.
well,
No
Chris-
man
Chris
spreading.
likes-
through yoga.
Chris like jokes.
You know, I mean, I guess by continuously trying to keep skating, surf as much as possible, even snowboard here and there, I'm battling for a grip on relevance. I think I still have a grip on that. You know, that kind of, I put the added, I guess, pressure on myself to film myself skateboarding, which is
It's
a
amazing.
couple years ago, I'd never have done that. Now I'm kind of like, you know what? 41 years old. As long as I'm still skating, hopefully it's like an inspirational play that I can, and it pushes myself too. So
I'm inspired to Dawn Patrol skate. You basically look like you go to the skate park and wide open, and which
Yeah.
is a thing that I've never seen, and I'm usually too intimidated to even roll around.
I go to skate parks very early. I surf later in the day, so I'm trying to dodge crowds wherever I go. Surf Dawn Patrol, then skate Dawn Patrol, surf Gentleman's Hour. That's the
Nice.
future of
Well, we're all
these
about
things.
gentlemen's hours here on the other guys.
Yes.
We're brunching. It's the brunch cast from 10 until 1.
I like that.
Yeah. And what about some of the other events you turn up to? If you go to the snow, to the other snow commentators, are they just like, what do you do at the beach on those surf events? Are
Well,
they baffled by all this?
You know, a lot of times it's interesting because surf events are the longest and the longest window waiting period, but also the longest days. You know, we're here at 6:30, and you basically stay here till 6:30. You know, with skate events, you show up at 11 and you work till 2.
That's like us.
You know, so
Yeah,
the
yeah,
other guys.
you
Or our
guys are
style.
on the skate
We might have a
program.
show.
You know, with the work I do on the Vans Park series, it's great because you basically have the day you're going to go. So you have warm-ups, you have the day, you have one rain day. You know, whereas in surfing, you never know. I mean, we could be here till February 11th, which not a bad place to be stuck.
Yeah.
But
Kinda we're hoping for that.
yeah, it is nice to kind of know exactly when the event is going to be, just preparation-wise. But for this, it's cool because there is that unpredictability where you're going, oh, what are the waves going to be like today, or what am I doing all day today?
Yeah. Well,
Like
you've been
yesterday.
very active. I mean, Chris.
Oh, I've been trying to be mad active over here.
You were saying yesterday we ran into you, or surprise, surprise, we ran into you because you're stalking us everywhere.
on purpose.
And it was like midday, and you're like, I've already done 4 activities today.
Yeah.
I've run out of ideas.
There are long days, and yes, you do try to surf a lot, but I ran. You can run and go up to the top of this bunker here. I did a gymnastica class, Kid Peligro, and Mahina Maeda, and it was just me and a couple people, so I felt like it was a private lesson. So I don't know. I'm trying to work out. I mean, that's dumb. I'm trying to work out.
Be active.
I'm trying to stay active, and when I used to just come over here and party, because that's a main feature of the North Shore is partying.
It's a decent place to
And
have a beer.
I don't really do that anymore, so now I have to make up things to do.
Talking
Can't
about
lean on it.
talking about all these different board sports. You remember back in the day, there used to be the like the crossover kind of board masters types events, snowboard.
In France, they had a big one, right?
Yeah, they used to have them in Australia as well.
Yeah.
Like a motocross one, like Nathan Fletcher dominated for a bit.
Yeah, Nathan
And then-
Fletcher's kind of the poster
What'd you call
child for that.
him? Maybe the best at that at one point. He was kind of nailing that.
Who do you reckon's the best crossover like board sporter in the world?
Best crossover board sporter.
There's
I
actually
mean,
one in the water. Is that Kalani David?
Kalani David is really good at skateboarding and surfing, so I'm assuming he's good at snowboarding. Eric Geiselman
Oh yeah.
is super good at surfing, really good at skateboarding,
really good at
play
guitar.
a mean guitar. There's Nathan Fletcher still rips the park over here. John, Ivan, and Nathan Florence can all shred on skateboards and snowboards. I just saw them at Bald Face, and all of them did backflips.
Julian Wilson's an incredible skateboarder. Keeps it very much on the down low.
Apparently
he's
not a super
great
good mountain
bike rider.
biker.
Sorry, Julian. Shout out to Julian.
Double
if you're
jerk, which that's just
tuning in
that
at
was-
home, went over the hangers on his mountain bike and has popped a shoulder.
But you can't not do that stuff.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, it's like
do
you
it.
can't not, because I always say, I ask people, oh, have you been skating? They're like, I don't want to get hurt. I go, well,
That Balaram
that's
was
not
in
a
here.
reason.
You asked him, did you lay off the skateboard after you blew your ankle? He's like, no.
no.
not one bit.
Yeah.
He's back out there.
The thing I heard about Julian Wilson, so he's moved to Newcastle on the just north of Sydney in New South Wales, because that's where his wife Ashley is from. They're about to have a baby, and so he's got into mountain biking. There's a lot of mountain biking around there. Great way of staying fit. Rides a lot of mountain biking with Luke Egan, who's from that part of the
He's
world originally
gnarly
as well.
at that stuff.
Yeah,
things.
well, he's gnarly at anything he sets
Yeah.
his mind to. But Luke was saying Julian had actually backed off on the bike, like got a slower, not so high-tech one, because on the high-tech one he was like, oh, I'm too
You're
fast,
flying.
I'm too
Yeah.
good. And he backed it off to try and do just that, and he's hurt himself.
Well,
so.
I think that's one of those things where you can't not do. Obviously, skateboarding is very high risk. Snowboarding is very high risk because, just like surfing, there's a lot of unpredictable things. A rock that big can ruin you for a year. A bit of ice this much can just destroy your whole world. But again, if you try to walk across Kainui Highway, that can be very dangerous too.
Yeah, you gotta
Riding
live.
a bike on the bike path at night can be very dangerous. So you gotta live.
Yeah,
You
you
gotta
gotta
live.
live. Yeah, but I wonder if some of these guys have that in their contract where it's gotten to a point where it's so, you do have
No
to be
skateboarding.
We're not like football players can't go skydiving or surfing.
Right.
What, I
Yeah.
think it was Marcus Mariota had in his contract he could not surf. That was like in
Yeah,
there.
I heard about that.
Which hopefully guys like John are allowed free reign to rip whatever they'd like.
So talking about a pebble that big or a piece of ice this big, what about waves as big as the sky? What's the
Yeah.
state of the Big Wave World Tour?
The Big Wave World Tour,
Me and Chris are great people to ask
Yeah,
about
I was
this,
hoping
'cause we
we'd
love
see
big
more of
waves.
it. It was, it's always funny because I've commentated a bunch of big wave events. I did the Eddie and Jaws, Mavericks and stuff, and I'm the last person that will go and do it. This today here at Backdoor, this is kind of my peak, I would think, as far as size-wise. It's still really gnarly out there, but from what I'm seeing, I think people are opening it up to there are for a while there was no tow days, right? Towing was so
We had towing.
passe. But now, when it's super windy and it's really big, people go, oh, okay, well, let's tow and have some fun. You see kite landing, carving. It's, again, I think Kelly Slater put it best when he talked about wave pools. It's all branches of the tree, right? You know, you have paddle and big wave surfing, tow surfing, supping, wave pool, whatever. All these are all branches of the tree. You don't have to climb those branches. You don't have to climb all of them. You can stick to the trunk. You can hold on to your 6.0 tri-fin and not go up and to explore up there. But it's fun up there. There's cool stuff going on up there.
When did Kelly say that?
He said it on HBO, Real Sports. They did a really cool piece on him
it's
in
really
the
similar show
KS
to
Wave
ours.
Co.
Yeah,
Same thing.
Similar sort
They're
of
probably
budget.
watching this right now going, okay, you know, Brian Gumbel's
Taking notes.
Trying to call you're gonna have text from Brian.
I know, he probably just hit that.
Flew too close to the sun like Icarus.
Yes.
That is good.
Splitting Pine. That's good. Aquatic Apocalypse. That's a big wave world tour term that I probably used at Jaws.
Run us through some of your favorite athletes, action sports athletes right now in the world.
Right now,
Yeah.
I was just thinking about this. Snowboarders, Brock Crouch, who's a kid, one of those kids that does everything really well, but I watched him at Dew Tour, and he was the only person that I saw smiling before he went down for his run, slopestyle, and also he went and tried to give the crowd a high five, like down the line. And
During
he's
his
just a
run.
super rad kid, and I'm sparked on him. You know, skateboarding, I just watched Spitfire Edit on whatyouth.com,
Yep.
which
That is
you
up there.
curate, and Grant Taylor. Every time anything new of Grant Taylor comes out, I go, oh, that's my favorite skateboarder.
He's from Atlanta.
Yes, Atlanta. He's a Falcon.
Falcon.
It's like
Go
a Falcon.
Falcons.
Around the skate park. Favorite surfer? I mean, geez. I always go back to Aki, but favorite new surfer? I mean, John.
He's handy.
He's easy to love.
It's really hard to be asked that and not like say John or assume that we haven't appreciated. You know, it's John, and then you kind of go down into your list of other people who intrigue you.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like it's the last person that you saw oftentimes is your favorite.
Yeah.
You know, in this heat, I'm watching Kalani David, which he's in this heat. I'm going, oh, he's my favorite.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
But then I don't know who's in the next heat. My next favorite will probably be in the next heat.
Yeah.
Whoever's kind of ripping at that time.
What are your thoughts on the next two people we're trying to get to come have a drink with us? Is Kai Lenny and Noah Dean, who two of the best free surfers.
Yeah.
How do you?
Slightly different ends of the spectrum.
Two very different dudes.
I mean, to me, Kai Lenny is the ultimate oceanic ambassador. The dude, I mean, I watched his film. I never cared really about windsurfing. I thought it was gone in 1984.
It's only playing at Highlands.
Yeah, foiling, no idea. Thought Just Lair did it. Supping even, kite surfing, all that stuff. I didn't care about until I watched Kai Lenny's movie. And he makes it look so fun. Again, he's like, I don't care. I'm riding, I'm surfing every day, 6 times a day. Blah, blah. I'm going, I want some of that. I want some of that stoke because I am easily the guy that goes, nope. I'm not doing that today.
He's kind of turned my tune as well. I think I've been the.
What about Noah Dean?
Oh, that's my favorite surfer. Yeah. Yeah, that's my favorite surfer. And I hit him on Instagram. I'm like, that was great. And then he replies back sometimes,
Also-
thanks. And I'm all, yes.
I feel like if I ask you if Travis is your favorite surfer, you might just say yes. So,
Well, we surf the same spot, but he goes to the left and I go to
Yeah.
the right because he's a goofy foot. And so
Oh, that
we
works out
barely cross
perfectly.
I
paths.
gotta go to work.
we're going to ditch you anyway, Kote.
No, I did you guys first.
No. You hang
careful.
up. Hang
Bye.
up. We've lost Chris Kote, but that's not to worry. Thanks, Chris. We've got Noah Dean is waiting in the wings. He's going to be right back. The other guys are going to throw to a quick break. Don't go anywhere.
Oh my gosh. Woo! Are you kidding me?
Welcome back to the other guys. I'm Chris Binns, alongside me, Travis Ferre, editor of What Youth.
I'm very close to you now.
You are. That's because we got a guest coming out. We just lost Chris Cote because he was actually running late
had to go
because
to
of heat. Brunch runs late.
It
No,
does.
We're not
it's
going to
fine.
apologise
We're
for
fine.
that.
We've got drinks.
We've got Noah
The
Dean
contest is on. And
on
Noah's
the
coming
way,
over.
which is going to be insane because there was a long time where he was never seen dead around contests, but this ain't your average contest. Just while we're waiting for Noah to turn up, let's get back to some of those good and bad for surfing
Let's
that we
do
were
it.
running through with
Hot
JOB
opinions.
earlier. Sharks. Are sharks good or bad for surfing?
It's going to be weird to say, but I actually believe they're good for surfing.
I'm down with them.
They, I've actually been a big shark nerd since I was a little kid. I'm talking Discovery Channel box sets delivered to the house when I was from 5 till modern day.
Nice.
Just have it on Netflix, but I think it's good. They're part of it. That's all part of it. I think that's all. It goes back to me being such a traditionalist in a lot of the senses, and why I'm still skeptical of a lot of these outside sources and foils and things we're doing to manipulate surfing. But sharks are part of it. I decide not to go out if I get that feeling. So I'd love it.
As someone from Western Australia, sharks are they're definitely a factor.
Well, I feel like Australians have I don't know if it's because they're more prevalent.
I think they're a lot more.
They're a lot more
I
prevalent.
think they're a lot more prevalent, and they're a lot more successful sharks. You hear about
Successful.
like New Smyrna Beach or whatever being like the most dangerous sharky beach in
Yeah.
the world because 3 people got bit by a shark, and it's like, but nobody died.
They just kind of had a little nick.
People they had to get out they ran out of band-aids because there was shark attacks, and we're like, what?
Yeah.
But no, I'm a big fan of sharks. They they regulate the
They are
crowds.
the great
not as in-
regulator.
not as in they kill people and take them out of there, as in they do keep numbers down. You especially notice it at home in WA. You'll turn up on an overcast, gloomy day, and you're sort of looking around going, all right, let's wait until a few more people turn up before we go out. I live in Bali most of the year. I'm thinking about putting together a crowdfunder to buy a couple of sharks for the Chungu area because the crowds are so nutty. And the sort of people who surf there are the sort of people who might just go, you know what, maybe I'm going to go to Ubud and do yoga instead.
Yeah.
So sharks, they're good. Drones.
Drones. Yeah, that noise is going to give me a panic attack. I can't stand them. Even the shots they get, I guess they're every once in a while they're kind of cool, but I think it's to the point of being overdone a bit in surfing. So when you're surfing and there's one just hovering, if it's at Pipeline and there's a contest going on, hey, that's gonna get you a cool shot, and I'm fine. But I've been surfing like the local beach break. It's 2 foot in the evening and on shore, and you're just kind of having a moment to wash off the day, and there's a drone hovering above you from the cliff, and that's just it doesn't add anything to me,
Do you
to
think
my life.
Drones, the term drone makes them sound too cool. If they were just called remote controlled helicopters,
Well, that sounds kind of cool too.
it's kind of
But
nerdy.
drone
though, like-
is a little bit of, it's kind of a sexy word.
It's a
It sounds
toy.
mysterious.
Yeah.
Sounds dangerous.
Yeah, it sounds like a weapon,
Yeah.
used in strikes. But maybe are we sort of slightly jaded because they flooded the market. It was like when GoPros first came out.
Yeah,
It's
there's
just-
actually a hover pad right next to us,
Yeah.
where I think
If you do hear that, that's the drone setting sail from right behind us. But yeah, the market was flooded. Drone shots everywhere. Definitely loses some impact.
yeah, and
Like most things, good in moderation.
yeah, I suppose that's what it's boiling down to, right? Sharks in moderation, hydrofoils in moderation.
All right, next, good or bad for surfing. Grommet abuse.
Common abuse. I think it's like, it ties into the localism a little bit, where it's kind of interesting to have these like factors that just make you kind of pay attention. I think in Hawaii too, you feel that you want to show respect, but you got to I don't know, pay attention. I feel like Grom abuse almost teaches that a little bit. Obviously, I don't want any kids getting hurt by anyone, but it's part of the culture. We heckle each other a lot, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Moderation. I think there's instilling values,
Yeah.
teaching a little bit of respect. Bullying obviously is not cool.
Yeah, no, there's a place where it's heckling is a funny term you'd have to use instead of bullying, for sure, because I don't want to advocate any of that. But most of the abuse, Grom abuse I've seen is just kind of funny.
All right, we just had Jamie on earlier. Would have been good to throw this one at him.
Well, I already knew his answers.
Yeah, well, we've got his pro model
Yeah.
sitting right behind us. Soft top surfboards, good or bad for surfing?
I've actually just recently had my first soft top weekend where but it was a longboard, but the waves were flat and there's some reefs, and I paddled around to the reefs, and you can check them out. So I had fun. It got me in the water when I may not have, but again, I think it creates an experience that is different, that maybe people are getting, and they'll never learn the true sensation of surfing, I guess. If it's fun and you get your kids kind of hooked on it that way. I think we all started on a boogie board, so
yeah, I
there's
think it's an advanced version of that. I mean, Australia in the summertime, whoever sold those, started pumping out the first soft tops, they are making bank. You go to Bondi Beach when there's like 1 foot swell in the middle of summer, there are honestly 2,000 people surfing on soft tops the length of the beach. And the other good thing in Australia is you can surf in between the flags on them.
Oh, you can? Yeah, we've gotten rid of that.
I think it would actually be making the lifeguard's job pretty tough, because they're meant to be regulating the guys who are surfing fiberglass boards. All of a sudden there's 100 people in the water. 90 of them are on soft tops.
Yeah, so you might be able to slide out there.
Are there 10 rogue guys getting around on their regulation thrusters? What's going on there? All right, one more good or bad for surfing. Front traction.
Front traction.
Is this even a thing?
I think it's great for airs and looks bad for cutbacks, to keep it blunt. And also, one time a friend of mine had it on, and he's like, "I'm that guy," and we were walking down the surf. Definitely, it's an image thing, I feel like. And I feel like they look good when you do airs, and can probably help with that, but there's some aesthetic thing that is off on a cutback when you have a front grip. Don't ask me why.
But then if you think about the great power surfers of the 80s, they were running full deck grip before aerials existed.
That's true. Maybe I'm talking more of a full roundhouse than a gouge. Good for gouges.
Not good for your chest if you're
Have you ever
bareback.
used one? Oh yeah, you'll be torn up.
Oh, I used one when I was like 14.
My first board had full grip.
Yeah, I think I had the Gorilla Grip Zulu.
Yeah.
Had like the spear sort of thing down the middle.
Yeah, I did. I mean, my first board had a diamond tip. It had a grip.
Nice.
It had every every
Did you have the
doodad you could put on it.
the little grip wiggles
It had a
near
Billabong
where your
sticker
hands
on it.
went up?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I didn't have that.
They were great for duck diving apparently, because your
Yeah.
board always slips out of your hands when you're duck diving a
I
1
get-
foot wave.
I did not have the handles. Happy to say, growing up.
All right, well, we have a very special guest coming our way on The Other Guys very shortly. It is free surfing phenom Noah Dean. We are about to cut to some highlights from Noah. Not in action at the Volcom Pipe Pro, although that'll be coming soon. But yeah, this is The Other Guys, and stay tuned for Noah Dean coming up right after this. The Other Guys. We thought we were having Noah Dean, but we got the other Noah as well. So this is Tyler Allen. Or actually, who am I speaking to right now?
It's just me right now. Thanks for having me, brother.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, I can be.
Tyler, pleasure to meet you.
Thanks,
Big
bro.
fan.
So
Thanks.
word just in, Noah has...
It's our first breaking news. This is big. Is there a graphic for this?
He's getting an X-ray on his hand. Did he fall off his skateboard? Or
We got...
is that what we were just talking about?
Yeah. anyway, Noah's going to the hospital to have an X-ray, and he was literally walking over, but I think he hurt his hand last night. Not sure of what board he was riding, but could have been surfing. The waves were fun.
Okay.
But he's not here. He's got to go get an X-ray, so we'll keep you posted.
We have the
Hopefully Noah's all good.
The new voice of surfing, Tyler Allen, next to us. Tyler, how are you, mate?
Good, brothers. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Tyler, what's your story? Give us where'd you come from?
I'm from California, Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. And how did you get so ingrained into this surf world? You're pretty hot right now.
I don't know what I don't know. I just I don't know what I did.
Was it the Trump?
That one is the one video that was like blew up, but then like
Because we got our boy Barack here.
now I know that the sky it's blue. It's blue.
And run us through that wave of Donald Trump's that he got earlier, would you?
Oh, well, it was a very good wave, and he did the greatest bottom turn, which obviously set him up for a tube ride, a very good tube ride, and he poo inside. He loves to poo inside, and he got spit out. And he hit the lip, and you know.
Well, that was fantastic. Making contests great again. Thanks for that. And unfortunately, we were hoping to talk to Mick Fanning at this event. He couldn't make it, but perhaps you could give us a few words from Mick. What have you been up to, Mick?
Yeah, look, here's the thing. Yeah, I couldn't make it this year, but I would have loved to. But yeah, sometimes it's like, and yeah.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Nailed it.
And what about, I heard, what is Glenn Hall? He's been coaching Connor Coffin in this event.
Oh, is that
There's
right?
Glenn.
Yeah,
Are you
well,
here?
I've just spent quite some time with Connor this year. He's such a good bloke, such a good competitor, and I was so psyched to work with him and see how his power surfing's come along lately. I'm good mates with him. His brother's so cool too, goofy photo just like me. Cheers, bro. Cheers, guys. Parker.
What have you got any advice for Connor when he goes out in his heat later on in this event?
Is he in this event?
He's in this event.
Oh shit, shucks. Well, yeah, I think Connor, you should just stick to his game plan. Maybe go on, keep on the face, maybe, or try pull inside. Try pull inside, but also try to do a big rail carve or something like that.
I was just lost. I was lost. I was with Glenn Hall. I just went to Ireland and was with Glenn Hall there for a minute.
Well, maybe
I like
we might
that.
cross down to Rosie Hodge. She's going to give us a report on what's going on down the beach today right now.
Yeah, thanks a lot, boys. Well, I've been, spending quite some time looking at the beach break today. That's why I really like to surf when I'm here on the North Shore. I like to surf the beach break, because it reminds me of home, like some nice clear water beach break and just some juicy peaks. I like the lefts personally, but yeah, I like the rights as well. But it's nice to, nice to see some nice beachy over here.
So we're here, we are the other guys, the main broadcast going down a couple of yards over. They couldn't afford Ronnie Blakey, so they got his older brother, Adam Vaughan Blakey. But we can afford Ronnie Blakey, and he's joining us right now. G'day, Ronnie.
Right, yeah, first off, thanks a lot, boys. I've spent quite some... Wait. Oh, we have these guys here asking me questions. Super psyched to be here. And the waves are super good today. Back to you boys at the booth.
Ronnie, it's good to see you.
It's great to have Ronnie here.
Yeah, cheers a lot, boys. Thank you.
And what about...
You look away, and there's Ronnie.
Where's he at?
And
oh, is Ronnie here?
well, we're just talking about...
How many of the guys have you met that you do an impression of?
I haven't met Medina.
Oh, you haven't met Medina?
Which is funny, because I impersonate him a lot.
Do you... where'd the marshmallow thing come from?
I just made that up a long time ago, and I don't know how it took. I did that like 3 years ago. I did a video where I was like, I like marshmallows, and then I just said that randomly. But then I continued to kind of make it an ongoing joke, so now it's kind of a ongoing.
Have you had any feedback from Gabby or his
No, I
corner?
haven't heard. I'm sure he loves it, but I haven't heard from him.
And the WSL got you on. You were floating around the Triple Crown.
Yeah,
last
no,
year?
I worked at Trestles for a day, and they had me do some stuff, and then. But I'm here with Volcom last month, and then right now as well.
Yeah, what are you getting up to during the contest over here? Volcom?
I might be doing some cartoons with Drew Tunes.
Oh, cool.
Funny, I'll do the voices and stuff, and then we're trying to think of the killer ideas, and then also just film funny stuff like on the fly kind of vibe.
What do you do when you're back home in California?
I teach surf lessons. I also do voiceovers, and but pretty much just trying to think of funny stuff, skits and stuff, but not think too hard, because then I don't get. I need to just cruise, and then all of a sudden I'm like think, you know.
Where do you like to surf to get inspiration? Like, it's like Malibu, if you live in LA, what waves kind of like can you go and just, there is so much here happening? North Shore is probably pretty good for that.
I sometimes surf Malibu, but it's really crowded and it's kind of mushy. I don't surf it that much, but it is a good long wave. But I like whatever, beach breaks and stuff like that mostly.
And the voiceover stuff, is that commercials? Is that movies?
Just random. I've got some ridiculous. I don't really know, but it's not that consistent. But it's cool because now I'm getting more consistent stuff through, doing what I actually want to do, not just just boring stuff like Colgate toothpaste and blah, 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 whatever.
And so how do you get into that? Like, were you growing up, were you mimicking people? Was it a talent you always had?
I think I got a good ear for accents and impersonations and stuff like that.
You must have got in trouble at school for, like, ripping off the teachers and that sort of thing.
I don't know. I don't remember. I never liked school. I don't think I paid attention to anything.
Yeah, do you have a good, in the commercial game, what's your favorite impression? Whether it's Colgate or what's your, outside the surf world, you got a good one that
I don't know. Yeah, I need to work on my, I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite one. It's hard to say.
Yeah, just give us an example of, like, you say Colgate?
I never got a Colgate job. I just said as example, like
even better.
Like ba-da-ba-ba, maybe it's Maybelline, like that kind of stuff.
Okay. And what's your, are you living your best life right now? You sort of came from nowhere last year with everything that went viral, and now you're getting flown to the North Shore, and you're popping
yeah, that's
up
kind of sick, huh?
Yeah.
Couldn't
Look
be
at
better,
where we're
right?
at. We're kind of pinching ourselves as well.
Yeah.
So
staring into pipe.
What was your New Year's resolution? What's 2018 hold for Tyler Allen? Where are we going to see you pop up?
I don't know. I feel like if I just keep doing what I'm doing, then I'll have good stuff coming. So as long as I just keep having good ideas, I wish I could do more. I could do more videos, and I wish I could do more consistently. But I only want to do something if I know it's gonna be a banger. I don't want to do like a bunch of kind of weak or okay stuff. I want to do like I'll not do something for a while, and then as long as I know it's gonna be a good one, then I'll be like whatever. And then I was like, I'll be like, whoa.
So we got a new bunch of rookies on tour this year, and you sort of go, all right, who have we got? Study their post feeds. So is it just characters who pop up?
Yeah, no, I don't really go looking for it. I just kind of like.
You got any throwbacks? Like Oki or Martin Potter or.
Oh yeah, gee whiz! Oh gosh, I'd love to talk to Oki. He's such a good guy.
What about
one of my favorite surfers too?
What about the rest of the commentary team, like Martin Potter or Joe Topel or these guys?
Oh yeah.
And do you cross paths with them now?
I met those guys. Are super cool. Yeah, Joe's such a nice guy. So is Potts. Well, I talked to Joe a little more, but he's like amazing conditions, so fun, and like
It's a hell of a talent that you got, mate.
Yeah.
So what's the plan? How long are you in Hawaii for right now?
At least for the waiting period of this event, like the next 10 days or 9 days. But then I'll probably try. I want to stay maybe at least a couple weeks or more, because I want to try to surf. I had a couple. Yesterday and the day before I surfed all day, so I was pretty stoked.
That's a good place to be stranded.
Yeah. And I was stoked. So actually, it's kind of a. It's it's a funny thing. I'm stoked that there's no waves at home right now.
Oh yeah.
Even though sorry to my friends at home or whatever, but then I'd rather be like. It's good when you're not missing out.
Yeah. 100%.
Because you don't want to miss out on your home when it's good.
Were you here last week when Pipe was turning on? Okay. Well, that's the segue. We're about to throw to some highlights from last week that are on Red Bull Surfing right now. We were just talking to Tyler Allen. Thanks for coming in and having a chat with the other guys.
Cheers, bro. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And here's some highlights from Pipeline last week, just doing its thing and going crazy. This is an edit from Ryan Moss. It's playing now on Red Bull Surfing. Check it out, and we'll be back with more of the other guys right after this.
We need a miracle, a miracle, a miracle.
welcome back to the other guys. This is Volcom Pipe Pro's alternate commentary stream. Chris Binns here, editor of all things Red Bull Surfing, alongside Travis Ferre, editor of What Youth. What is What Youth? Is it a magazine? Is it a media entity?
What is What Youth? My favorite comment I've ever read about it. What's a What Youth? What Youth is, we do a quarterly publication. It's a magazine at its inception, but it's turned into sort of a media house in a way where we like to produce films, we like to produce documentary style pieces, and really it started in surfing, but we've kind of branched into skateboarding and music and art and fashion, and so we kind of don't draw the line anywhere. We just let any culture that sort of lives around surfing bleed into it, because that's sort of what got all of us that started it. Kai Neville's one of the guys that founded it with us, and just we don't say no because it's outside the surf world, but we're all rooted in the surf world.
Speaking of the surf world, speaking of What Youth, you've kind of become the martyr for all things anti-wave pool. We just had Jamie O'Brien on saying that they were awesome.
Yeah.
Chris Cote was saying they were one of Kelly Slater's branches of all things surfing, and I'm definitely not a fan.
I'm in the minority on this one. I'm in the minority at our office. I'm in the minority just about everywhere I go on this.
Well, you're in the majority of people who've declined an invitation to go surf the Kelly Slater wave range.
I think there's been some opportunities to do it, and I've just decided that I don't need a wave pool in my life, I guess. And I don't know. Someday maybe I'll show up and check it out, but I'm not driving. It's not driving my head days to get to that wave pool.
What's your sort of main beef with them?
It's my main
or is
beef.
it complete apathy? They just don't fire you up at all?
I think it's like a bigger picture issue I have. I've been to Wild Rivers. I've rode one as a kid, but I think it's just like the way it's presented. It's sort of like take something like look at how the conditions have changed here on the North Shore all day today. That's fascinating. I saw guys trying airs instead of getting barreled. It's just like those adjustments that kind of go into surfing. And last week I was in a van in San Francisco hunting waves with like 5 friends, and it's those like, I guess it's kind of a romantic notion, but once you package the wave part, it's such a minor part of being a surfer or surfing and knowing the experience and the culture. And at the end of the day, I know riding that wave is probably really fun. I know it's fun. It looks fun.
Well, we had Vaughn Blakey yesterday chewing our ear off about how much fun he had in the wave ranch.
Yeah, I think he said it was one of his best surf of his life was last year.
I think he said he'd pay $1,000 for 5 waves.
Yep.
The wave goes for like 700 meters or something crazy. The other topic that seems to go hand in hand with wave pools at the moment is the Olympics. Surfing is included in the 2020 parcel alongside skateboarding, which is strange. There was
hotly debated as well.
Man, there was some mainstream media last week in Australia showing the Olympic preparations for the Aussie skateboarding team, and the reporting was diabolical. It was the most cringe-worthy stuff you'll ever see. All of the skate mags back home were sharing it. It went super viral.
So it's a joke, right? It's like they consider it a joke.
Well, I mean, surfing has this amazing competitive setup. The skateboarding, there's the street league and all that sort of stuff, but there's not the one path to the top like surfing has, where you can sort of see, all right, you look at John, he's the world champ, and most people agree he's the best surfer in the world.
Yeah.
Skateboarding, you could name 20 different guys who people consider the best.
Yeah, there's like more tiers and more crews and different styles that run together. And then I think, I think Thrasher Magazine does Skater of the Year is kind of considered one of the bigger, that's the thing. And that makes sense. It seems more peer voted or crew voted what you do that year. It doesn't have to be in the contest. I guess that's probably where the issue comes with me, where I don't know. I have a hard time packaging all the stuff that goes into surf or skate culture, and we constantly try to package things as a society, I guess. But I suppose we're here on the beach at the whole contest. It's packaged pretty well.
It's not too bad.
I'm eating my words a bit.
So my 2 arguments for surfing being in the Olympics, probably not the most conventional ones. I love the idea of seeing Matt Wilkinson marching around in a green and gold tracksuit into an opening ceremony. That is awesome. And I like the fact that if there's an Olympics every 4 years, one of the big cities in the world gets a wave pool every 4 years. We're going to see you know, wave pools pop up in Barcelona or Rome or wherever, and all of a sudden you can go live in those places.
Yeah, that is a sexy thought you brought up. But at the same time, I think, like, where do you draw the line in the Olympics? Like, it started as grappling, right? It was like a
Greco-Roman wrestling.
And it's evolved into, I mean, the list of activities is kind of getting to a point where, you know, Jamie O'Brien's going to have probably, like, invented his water ski Grinch.
There could be disciplines of surfing involved, not just the surfing that we're looking at right here at the Volcom Pipe Pro. Talking of surfing and skateboarding, we've got Kalani David, who's about to come and join us. One of the best surfer skaters in the world, without a doubt. KD, welcome to the set. This is the other guys. How are you, mate?
How you doing? Good to see you, Kalani.
What's been
Dialed in.
happening, Kalani? How are you, mate?
How are you guys?
Oh, we got some pirate ship music. That's us. We're on. This is the other guys. So, Kalani David, you just won a heat. We're not going to ask you a single question about it. What have you been up to?
Wait, I have one question about it.
Oh.
Were you wearing gloves?
No, I actually wear wrist brace.
You had a
Wrist brace, yeah.
I saw you just out of the corner of my eye.
My gloves, paddling.
Hang on. This ain't happening. Let's sort you out. No, you got it on the wrong
Oh, here
side.
we go.
Come on. All right, what'd you do to your wrist?
Okay, well, I went surfing at sunset before my heat, before the World Cup, and my board whacked me in the wrist, and it was already really sore. And took a little kid skating. He was like, "Let's go skate, let's go skate." And when I came in from surfing, I was like, "Oh, my wrist is kind of sore. I guess I'll just cruise around." And I did a board slide on a rail, and I do it every time. And the one time the rail was sticky, I flew all the way to the bottom, and I landed on top of my wrist. And it didn't really hurt until almost midnight. I was almost about to start crying. I was like, "Can someone please take me to the hospital right now?"
Wow. Well, literally, Noah Dean just got taken to the hospital to get an X-ray on his wrist, and you walked in and may need one right after this.
Wow. Well, that sucks.
So, skateboarding, it's dangerous apparently.
It is.
We're breaking news here on the other guys.
I mean, this is the first time I ever had any sort of broken bone or anything. I've always
Really?
yeah, it's the
That's
first
so
time I ever
hard
broke
to
a bone.
believe with how you skate and surf.
I probably did some sort of
Iron bone. Yeah, I thought you had made of iron.
So we're talking about surfing, and given that you're here, we may as well throw skateboarding in the mix as well. Where do your preferences lie these days?
honestly, that sucks. Just waking up and I'm kind of looking at the waves and I just kind of go from there. Honestly, every day is a different day. Either sometimes I go surf all day or I go skate or I mix it up.
See, it's chasing conditions that makes us surfers, not showing up to a wave pool. He probably chases skate spots, I'm sure, too.
Yeah.
Rides different mini ramps.
Do you travel for skating? Do you travel for surfing? Which one would you describe yourself as? If you fly into another country and you have to put down occupation?
Well, I bring my skateboard with me everywhere I go. That's a given. So even I was in Australia, I think, before I went to the Mentawais for the first time with Jack, and I had my skateboard with me, and I was in the Mentawais with my skateboard in my villa. And he was asking me, he's like, "Why do you bring that thing everywhere you go?" I was like, "Oh, just in case I see something."
You never know.
And how old are you now, Kalani?
I turned 20 November 4th. I turned 21 in 2018.
I feel like you've been around the scene forever.
Yeah, it's been an infant for a long time in this game.
And you're still up the road here and surfing North Shore every day?
Yeah, right now my friend Miles is letting me live on his couch right now, and I got my beautiful girlfriend, and we're gonna get a place here soon, so
Nice.
I'm not gonna be living on the couch at my friend's house soon.
Yeah. She'll be thrilled.
She'll be definitely very happy.
What's firing you up to surf right now? Are you, what spots or what are you waking up and getting psyched to surf?
Honestly, anything. I just wake up and I'm just fired up to surf. All my friends are just like, "Oh, it was so good," and you go down there and it's like 2 foot and crap. And you're just like, "What are you looking at?"
Who, you're kind of one of those original OG kind of crossover guys. Who'd you
Well,
grow
thank
up?
you. That honestly, that was the biggest compliment ever. Thank you.
I mean, I don't know that there's a crop of guys. Who do you look to? Who's some of your favorites? Because you know, a lot of surfers roll around and skate, but you know, you're elite on kind of both levels. So who'd you look to growing up? Because I think there was a time when that was sort of discouraged, and we've been talking about that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I remember back in the day, like, there'd be skaters be like, God, surfers are so gay. And then there'd be like, the surfers be like, oh, how these like skater rat kids that just wear pants and all scraggly. And it was like, honestly, it's back and forth like that. And now it's like,
There's like a new appreciation, it seems like.
now it's like, yeah, I surf and skate too.
Yeah.
But I honestly, like, there was no one that really surfed and skated back then. It was just like, I always looked up to just a skater and a surfer, and Anthony Van Engelen was always my favorite skater growing up, and Mason, John was honestly, I grew up with John, and we went and surfed and skated every single day. I watched him break his wrist at Cholo Bowl doing, like, on that flat wall. I mean, he's gnarly. I mean, that's the thing, like, we push each other and we learn all new stuff, so John probably is one of the biggest influences for that.
I remember seeing you out in Australia a couple of years ago, Australian Open, and you were surfing in the draw for the men's, and then you're also competing in the bowl comp at the same time.
Yeah, that was pretty radical.
How did you sort of juggle that stuff? And do you still skate the bowl comps?
No, I honestly haven't even done I was honestly overdoing contests for a really long time. I was just like, I had all my health issues, and then with a bunch of family and a bunch of sponsor stuff that was going on, I honestly just kind of pulled the plug, and I was just like, you know, I can't, I'm over this, and I kind of found a new appreciation for everything, and
Yeah,
I'm
is that
actually really stoked.
re-inspired kind of your, you know, back to just loving surfing and loving skating? 'Cause
Yeah.
I think we all get wrapped up in like the politics, the games that are played. Has that been kind of refreshing for you to go back to basics and just rip?
No, definitely, because I just had to go back to, you know, why did I even start surfing and skating? It wasn't because I thought I was going to make $1 million a year and nothing, you know, so I just kind of found my love for it again, and just going and surfing and just skating and being with your friends is honestly the best thing in the world for me. I love just having a good time with my friends.
Yeah, and now you're in the draw at Pipe, like getting to surf with your friends. That's not too bad.
Yeah, well, I got to thank Joel Centeo for that, because if it wasn't for him giving up his spot on the HIC at Sunset when I got my little bit of points to get into the Triple Crown and all that, yeah, thank you, Joel, for
That's
that.
good.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a real Hawaiian push at the moment. Finn McGill just won the World Junior Champs. There's guys like Barron Mamiya and Ocean Masato who are all just coming up super hard. Like, is there a real push among even the big wave guys? You know, we're seeing Eli Olsen, Koa Rothman. What's going on in the North Shore right now? That there's just such this wrecking ball of talent.
I feel like everyone's just feeding off each other's energy, and over here, everyone's more like, you know, everyone's a brother to each other, and we know each other all so well. And when we see one do something, you just want to go back and be like, well, that was tapped. I want to do something even nuttier than that. And I kind of feel like that's how it goes. But North Shore has the best talent for surfing.
It's becoming one of those places where you do surf and skate. Like last night we saw Artur Sari at dinner, and he moved out here, and like
there's guys moving out here from everywhere.
Yeah,
and like back then it wasn't just that you get like, you know, you just move here, and Artur Sari pretty much bought all the Sharks Cove, and he's building a whole skate park and all that. And you know, it's really cool the fact that there's so much.
It's a playground for people that want to rip.
Yeah,
it's always been, you know, one of the most intense elite surf
it's
places
cool.
in the world.
Like Jay Adams. Jay Adams is obviously the pioneer of surfing and skating. He's the ultimate. And
Did you skate with Jay much?
Growing up, yeah, actually, he did a lot for me growing up, and he was one of the closest people to me growing up too, because he taught me some pretty cool stuff, skating bowls and going surfing too as well. And definitely miss you, Jay. But
so growing up on the North Shore, and especially, you know, you were touted from such a young age for your talent surfing and skating. Do you feel pressure?
I kind of feel no more pressure no more. I felt when I was sponsored and more in the spotlight, I felt like I had to perform, and I had to do it a certain way. And if I went and tried to do it my way instead of everyone else's way, because there were so many people there telling me what to do, it wasn't like, it wasn't me like, I'm gonna do this, do that. So it was like more of how they wanted me to perform, and now I have absolutely no one. No sponsors. I've sponsored myself, and I have, a couple people that help me out, and that's kind of what keeps me going and wants to perform differently and do even different things than everyone else. Like, is just the fact that I get to, I don't know, just get to do whatever I want to do in a way.
Well, I think that's refreshing. Yeah, I'm psyched for
For
you.
sure.
Thank
I mean,
you.
you had a really serious health scare. I don't know how deep you want to go into it or anything, but how long were you out of action for?
No, I'll just give you the topics of it. It's not like, I mean, I had a 10-hour seizure in the back of my friend's house, and I found out I had a Wolff Parkinson syndrome, and I had to get heart surgery. And the doctor, I was like induced into a coma, and the doctor was like, "Oh, he's gonna be hooked up to dialysis." I had to relearn how to walk, and there was like, so many people that it just was saying so much stuff that like it would really bum me out too, because I had actual health problems, and people were going around saying other things, and that hurt. Everyone just kind of turned their back, and I had to come up on my own with just the people around me. So yeah, those kind of, I'm very happy everything happened. Everything happened for a reason, because now I get to start fresh, and I feel like I can almost start something new with a bunch of other people too as well. There's so many kids nowadays that surf and skate. That's like the whole new thing. Like, every kid from North Shore, like, they don't just surf nowadays. They're not just a skater. Like, they both surf and they skate.
Yeah.
Every kid out here. So that's pretty cool to see how every
I'd say you're
kid's psyched.
one of the forefathers of this kind of new crop that did that. So,
And I'm really honored, and the fact that I get to start fresh, and kind of, I want to make it like a cool thing and not be like
yeah.
Yeah, it's
No,
pretty
no.
sick. I mean, you're 20 years old. You've already had this whole first chapter where you're competing in X Games and like bowl comps and traveling the world, and then you've had your health scare, and now what's chapter 2 all about? Where do you go from here, man?
Chapter 2. Just have fun in contests. I definitely want to start trying to do more surf contests. Everyone's way too serious and claims every single freaking wave way too much.
Well, I have to say, I was thrilled when I looked out of the corner and saw you surfing over here.
Yeah,
See you
thank
back
you.
making heats and getting in the mix. And
So yeah, just try to. I want to put out cool videos of surfing and skating.
make sure you
and
call me. We're ready.
we're
Let's do
definitely
this.
we're doing it for sure, 100%.
Right on. What's going on in the water? We've just got
Oh, this
Colin
what
Ashman.
What actually
One of your
happens
guys?
next? So you made your heat. Do you know what? You gotta explain it to me. I don't follow contests as much as I used to. But do you go into the main draw, which starts tomorrow? Or the
Actually,
next day?
this is right now. I'm in heat 15, but they stop at heat 11. So I
Okay,
got,
so you'll
like,
surf again next time.
I'm one of those guys that get to surf glassy
Yeah.
backdoor instead of
Yeah.
super wind chop crap.
All right, one of the segments that we've been rolling through here on The Other Guys is good or bad for surfing. So we're going to throw a few topics at you now, Connie. Are surf schools good or bad for surfing?
Ooh. Honestly, that's how a lot of my friends, you make a lot of money out here doing surf schools, and Uncle Brian and everyone, they take care of everyone on North Shore that does surf school. So honestly, I might have to just go with good, because the tourists come in and they learn how to surf.
You gotta teach them the right rules.
Yeah, I think
And then they learn
Okay.
the rules from the North Shore boys,
Yeah, I
and
think
the North
that's
Shore
the way
boys
to-
get paid. So I think everyone's happy.
I think I back you on that one.
Hollywood surf films, good or bad? Have you ever popped up in any movies in the background as an extra or anything?
What's like the last one that came out? I think the guy next to me on the plane here was watching Point Break 2.
Oh God!
Which-
well,
What
That's
is
the one
new
they had like.
I think we can all
motocross-
agree on that one.
Yeah.
I could go in the
But
bin.
I mean, it's just they're still doing those.
Still
What's
doing
what's that one? What's that one movie called? The guy from Mavericks, the Hollywood.
Oh, Jay Moriarty's
Yeah.
movie.
Chasing
Jay.
Mavericks.
Chasing
Yeah.
Mavericks.
Yeah, that one's actually not. It's a little. Some parts are kooky, but it's
Yeah.
honestly not too
But yeah,
bad.
Jay's story is unparalleled.
Yeah, but
we can't argue with North Shore. I will I will fight for North Shore
but
until,
I don't
until the
know.
grave.
And then we need North Shore too, though.
All right, well, you can get the starting role in that one.
Yeah,
It's a humble kid who grew up on the North Shore skating and surfing.
Yeah, I'd say we got to get skateboards in the mix.
Ironically, he's going to Arizona for the X Games crossover finals.
Oh, yeah. Instead, Kelly puts his new wave pool in Arizona. Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's all making sense now. So
That's why
completing the loop.
That's why. It's because they're going to be an X Games super park, and then you gotta go over and you go surf the wave pool.
There you go. You're going to win the crossovers.
Oh gosh! Wow.
We've just found chapter 2 for you.
Yes.
All right. I think we're going to throw to an ad break quickly. Kalani David, it's been awesome catching up, mate.
Good to see you, man.
Yeah, guys.
And this is the other guys. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Right back after this.
Oh my gosh.
We're the other guys. All right, the pirate music can mean only one thing. We are the other guys. This is your alternate commentary stream for the Volcom Pipe Pro. We're doing it pirate radio style. My name's Chris Binns. Alongside me is Travis Ferre. We're also broadcasting on Facebook Live through Red Bull Surfing and Stab Magazine. So if you've got any feedback, any questions you want to throw away, be sure to jump on Facebook and punch them out. So we've been rolling through some guests so far today. Who have we spoken to so far, Trav?
Well, it started with Ballaram, and he made us all jealous with his life.
The kid from New York,
from New York to LA to Hawaii, and that's his regular daily commute. It sounds like.
Just on the grind, poor guy.
Yeah, chasing. I think he said he chases waves and girls
and
fun through those cities. So, well done, Ballaram. Oh, and barrels. Yeah, that's right.
Life stuff. And after Ballaram, we had Jamie O'Brien come on. He gave us a few insights into the wild, wacky world of JOB.
Yeah, that was really interesting for me. Like I said, I think it was 10 years ago, I went to Canada with Jamie O'Brien and Dane Reynolds, and to see where both of those two parted and did with their careers is probably one of the more surreal experiences to look back on and see what Jamie's created and then what Dane's created.
Was that in the Rip Curl days? Were they both sponsored by Rip Curl then?
No, Dane was on Quicksilver and Jamie would have been
Rusty, maybe?
Rusty, maybe, yep. And
yeah,
it was kind of a yeah.
It was amazing to hear Jamie talk about Pipeline as his comfort zone.
Yep.
He's like, hey, we do it at Pipeline and Waimea because that's where we feel comfortable. It's like,
yeah, he's always
a nutcase.
I mean, he's put the time in. Yeah, it's funny to see him be uncomfortable though, like he was in Canada. Or you take him to like Huntington Beach and see him like, what is this?
We had a good chat with Chris Cote, and it was awesome just then to catch up with Kalani David.
Yeah.
Haven't seen Kalani in a long time. He's had some real health scares, and he's back.
Yeah, he sounds fired up.
Yeah, he's got a positive outlook. He really has been to hell and back, so it's great to see him get through heats here at the Volcom Pipe Pro. Even better to see him come and have a chat with us on the other guys. And, well, speaking of having a chat, I'm pretty sure we've got Finn McGill, recent World Junior Champ, heading our way very shortly. He's leading the vanguard of young Hawaiian talent that we were just talking to Kalani all about. So, without any further ado, let's welcome World Junior Champion Finn McGill to the set of the other guys. Finn, how are you, mate?
Finn, Travis, how are you?
Good. Mate, haven't seen you since, 2 weeks ago in Kayama or something? You were lifting up trophies and high-fiving everyone. Congrats.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it was a great time.
Wasn't it? Oh, pirate music.
Oh, yeah.
Here we are.
So apparently we're pirate radio.
Right
Have fun on here.
Sounds
great
great.
if you want.
This is our set. Yeah, there's some Red Bull pineapple there or something. How's life been since you became a world champion?
Pretty amazing. I don't know. Just pretty crazy. I mean, I go into Foodland and people are saying congratulations, and yeah, it's
does
pretty
it take
crazy.
you forever to get through Foodland now? I mean, it's hard. It's hard not to run into someone at Foodland for you. It must be insane.
Yeah, it's definitely unbelievable. I mean, before was even it'd take hours to go through food land, but yeah, I have a little trick. I put my phone up to my ear, even though no one's even talking to me. I just kind of put my head
Put your
down.
headphones in. You don't actually have, you just have it in your pocket, not plugged into anything.
Can't say I haven't done that.
So 2 years ago, best day of your life, you won the Pipeline Invitational to get into the Pipe Masters. Down at the World Juniors, you're almost saying it's on a par. Replaced that as your best day of your life?
I definitely think the pipe trials was the best result I've had. It was unbelievable. Didn't think I was gonna even come close to that result, but it was just random, and I ended up getting the waves, and it was kind of tricky backdoor, which that's my best. I don't know how to explain it, but I usually get more waves when it's tricky, so I go surf when it's tricky more, and
Get your waves.
I get my waves. So it ended up being great for me.
Nice. So take me through where you're at. How old are you? And I mean, you're obviously done with school. You're a world champ. Like, what's going on? What's your focus right now?
Well, I'm still in school. I'm just homeschooled, but senior year, almost done.
So you're senior,
and yeah, I'm just gonna do a couple of QSs, try to get my seat up there, and hopefully by I don't know 20s and stuff, be on the tour.
Did they make a big deal of you when you rocked back to school? Oh, you're homeschooled.
How do you meet girls and friends and stuff when you homeschool? You have a strategy?
Is that
Instagram.
I don't know.
I knew you were gonna say that.
No, I don't know. I mean the beach and mutual friends and stuff. Yeah.
And what's with the?
Must help to be a world champ.
Yeah, hey guys, world champ coming through. Excuse me. Your peer group at the moment, we saw them at the World Juniors, and just the big wave scene as well. There's so many of you guys who are crushing it right now. Are you all friends? You're feeding off each other? You travel buddies when you take off on trips? What's the deal?
Yeah, our crew is definitely unbelievable. Banzai Bulls. It's definitely unbelievable. I mean, we got Baron, Lamia. Me and him faced up in the quarters. He won almost every junior pro last season for the qualifying series, and yeah, and all those guys are crazy. And then we got Wyatt McHale. He's a year younger than us, but he's definitely going to come through the ranks. And Noah Beshin, he's always been in the ranks. He's really good. Kalani Rivero, he's coming through. We have like a tight group of friends that are amazing.
We just had Kalani David on. He's only 20. Like,
yeah.
Was that the sort of guy? Were you guys in the same circles, or did you look up to him a little bit when you were younger?
Oh, Kalani David actually definitely took me under his wing. He would always pick me up right when he got his license. He would always drive up and pick me up, and we hung out every day. And yeah, he had some stuff he had to get through, and it was a real bummer. But he's back, and I'm stoked he's back, and he's ripping even harder. And I hope that everyone sees that and he gets on tour soon. I really think he can.
He seemed fired up, and it was cool to see him.
Awesome to talk to him. He seems super positive, and yeah, chapter 2. Looking forward to that one.
I have a question for you. Who's kind of your favorite surfer that, you can't watch their part enough, you can't get enough, that keeps you motivated to keep surfing?
I definitely look at Connor Coffin. He's amazing.
It's funny to have a Californian as a favorite surfer.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's got some old school style to him, but new school too. And I really love that old school kind of style, like carves and big turns. And then I also really look at Mikey Wright too. Just those giant airs and giant turns and just going for it 100%. And those two guys are kind of the guys, if I watch their parts, I want to go surf and try some new stuff. And it really definitely pushes me a lot.
You're riding Kelly Slater's surfboards. Do you know him? Do you hang out with him? How does that happen?
Yeah.
Is he your shaper?
Is that what that means?
You never know.
You
You never know. I mean, he could be shaping one of my boards. I don't know.
Kelly is busy.
Stuff, but
he does everything. He's making people's clothes and making people's waves.
Yeah.
He's making everything.
We got to return his calls. Actually, that's.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're pretty busy too.
Yeah, we're busy guys. Yeah, no, how's it work? How do you get on Slater Designs surfboards? Because they looked amazing the few times I've seen you on them.
They're unbelievable. They're so great. I just got. I work with Reynos Hayes. He's a good coach of mine, and basically, he just told me, he was like, yeah, Slater Designs is interested in you. I was looking to switch over and stuff. And they told me Slater Design was interested. And then I went and talked to team manager Travis Lee. And I was really stoked on them because just what Kelly was doing with the company and stuff. And Travis Lee talked to me, and I was blown away how much he knew about surfboards. And it was like science to him. Like, he was a genius. And I was really stoked on that, so I jumped on them right away, and I was just really wanted to get behind that company.
Was there any immediate difference you noticed the first board you rode compared to what you kind of grew up your whole life riding? Any difference you're like, okay, but I kind of like it, but it's different?
There's just so much spring, and like it's so hard to explain, but like you
talking about surfboard design is always one of the most like we're just like
like you think of it, like you think, okay, I'm gonna do a turn here, and it does it, and it's like, I mean, I think
Kelly's bringing the waves too. He's like, got our turns getting better.
I don't know. I think I've had like 2 bad boards from them. It's crazy, and they weren't even that bad. It was just like, okay, like.
And the amount he probably goes through, that's like a crazy stat.
For those of you at home, that's not like 2 out of 3. That's like 2 out of 50
in 10 years. Yeah.
And have you had any conversation with Kelly, or does he like text you, or you're saying in Oz he rang and you thought his number was like a call center or something, and you almost barred him?
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. But yeah, he has my number. Like randomly he'll call me sometimes and stuff. He congratulated me after Worlds, and I was really stoked on that. And yeah, he took me to his wave pool too. I got to talk to him a little bit when he was there, and it was unbelievable there.
So you're actually riding his boards in his pool.
Like, he has your phone number.
This is crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's got to be a pinch yourself moment, right?
Definitely.
And all right, what about who are you? Who is Finnegan Thunders Miguel?
Thunders. Is that your
That's my middle name, yeah.
Wow, where does that come from? There's got to be a story there.
Yeah, so my dad's kind of like an old punk rocker kind of guy, so he was really obsessed with this guy, Johnny Thunders, growing up, and he
had to get that name in there.
Decided to.
So are you a punk rocker now too?
Sort of. I'm kind of more relaxed than my dad, so.
Your sister rips too? You got a sister who surfs too?
Yeah, definitely. She won ISAs before, and she's got like, I think 8 national titles under her. She's going through some stuff right now. I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of a long story, but she'll definitely be back. It's a long process to fix it, and she'll definitely be back though.
And her name's Dax. Is that another punk rocker I don't know about?
No, I don't know what it was. My parents just liked it, and we're stoked on it. And she's got a weird middle name too, Minnow. So
Minnow.
Dax,
Thunders and Minnow.
Yeah.
Dang, I want to go hang out at your house. It always sounds cool.
Where is your house? Where are you living around here?
I live up in Pupukea, right above Foodland. It's about like 5 to 10 minutes. Matters how the traffic is.
Yeah.
Do you find that? Is there any disadvantage to being from Hawaii as a pro surfer? I know that sounds like a silly question on the surface, but is there any disadvantage? I mean, the biggest one is never wanting to leave home.
Definitely a little disadvantage. There's just we get so many good waves, which is it's really spoiled. We're really spoiled. That's the thing. And I mean, I live 5 to 10 minutes away from the best wave ever, and it's kind of hard to not surf there because usually it's good, and even when it's bad, it's still good.
Better than most places you could go to.
Yeah.
So like we're going. I mean, I'm going to Oz in about 3 weeks, and the waves are not so great there. So it's kind of hard to get good in small waves and learn how to surf that.
So is that the biggest disadvantage from being from Hawaii? Is
definitely
trying to learn how to surf bad waves?
Definitely.
Yeah. But cool having your pack. You got travel buddies that you're gonna go to all these events with over the next few years, you reckon?
Yeah, definitely. Right now, me and Reef Hazelwood, he's an Aussie kid. We've been working with Reynos, and we're trying to get Reynos to come along with us. And then Seth and Josh Moniz, we're trying to get our whole little travel pack together. Just me and Reef are just starting the QS kind of.
So what does a coach bring to you? Like, are they actually talking about the mechanics of your surfing, or is it more just having a guy in your corner who can be like, that board looked better? Here, stick to those fins.
Pack your boards like this.
You want to surf this part of the bank.
Bring your passport here.
Yeah, I think me and my coach already went through the kind of dynamics and my technique and stuff, but now he's just kind of there to be in my corner and tell me what to do, what to ride, where to sit, all of that stuff. And
Is he filming you a lot? A lot of video analysis, that sort of stuff?
Not much. I have a couple, like, sometimes he'll, like, film me a little bit, but he kind of just tells me, and me and him have a good relationship, so it's like, if he tells me this, it's like, oh, I know what I did wrong, kind of like, okay, I did this wrong, I can do this now. And
Will you guys like work to the criteria? Like, is that, I mean, is that the goal? To sorry, I'm the anti. Don't do it your way. Now you want to do it your way?
Yeah, I choose to do it my way, but sometimes, yeah, we try to work towards the criteria. Like, I mean, the criteria changes every time, though. Like, every contest is kind of different. So, you kind of just want to, for me, I just want to do the biggest and most kind of radical stuff possible.
That's
so,
what Thunder
because they
would
always
do.
score.
That's what Thunder would do.
Likes to bring
Johnny
the Thunders.
Yeah, because they always score, and it's like, no matter what, the biggest maneuver is gonna score. So it is risky, but it's not risky at the same. If you make it, it's not risky, but if you, it's risky trying it. Yeah,
that is epic. All right, one of the sections we've been rolling through here on the other guys is good or bad for surfing. So a bunch of topics, and give us your thoughts. Seeing as we were just talking about coaching, what about surf schools? Are they good or bad for surfing?
Surf schools, I mean, they're good. I mean, I have a lot of friends that work in them. They're making money, so.
How did you first
everyone's answer so
How
far.
did you first learn to surf? Did your dad gave you a board, just pushed you out in the waves, or?
Honestly, I don't even really remember. I think he just put me on the front of his longboard and we were just going. I actually started off as a skater, but then when I moved here when I was about 3 years old and lived on
I love how
North
people
Shore.
from White don't remember when they started surfing because it's just so natural. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
they don't even remember when I made it to the sea and just sort of
and
ended up here.
Basically, when we moved here, it was such a beach town, so we'd go down with my friends, and it was like, oh, not much skating going on. There wasn't a park here back in the day, so I just took up surfing and kind of loved it and started surfing every day.
Getting a bit of success. All right, 2 years' time, surfing is making its debut in the Olympics. Is that good or bad?
Oof. I don't know. I mean,
and are you going to make the team?
Oh, probably not, but I mean, not talking.
It'll be okay if you don't.
But yeah, I guarantee I won't make it this year or this time around. But there's a lot.
It's only 4 years. You're the Olympic
every
nerd.
4 years.
How are they doing that these days?
Yeah, every 4 years. So 2024 is in Paris, which that will be a wave pool. So.
Whoa, Paris.
Yeah.
Wave
There you
pool
go.
in
There's
Paris.
my theory. All of a sudden, you
might
can
be
go
into
surf
that.
in Paris. It's fucking awesome.
Crazy.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. What about foil boards? Good, bad? You ridden one?
Wow. Well, actually, last week was like my first time trying it, and I always kind of talk down on them, but they're freaking awesome. It's crazy. I surfed on like 1 foot day, and I was scared. Like, I was so scared.
Were you paddling into waves, or were you
Yeah. How is
or?
it scary?
It's
Like if it's flat, why is it scary?
There's just because it's like a 4 foot thing under you, and it has a mind of its own when you're learning. So it's
Okay.
like all of a sudden it'll just tip over, and the foil comes up, and you land on the foil, and then you're like,
Okay.
I hit my shin so many times. Just like
You get sliced up on a foil.
definitely.
Alright.
We had the cheaper version too. That was all dull, so it wouldn't slice you up, and I still got sliced up.
Okay.
So,
What about good or bad for surfing? This one's near and dear to my heart. Social media.
oh,
What do you think it does for surfing?
You love it, Travis.
What?
You love social media.
I kind of like social media, but I kind of don't at the same time.
That's where you get your friends. You just told us.
Yeah, it's fun like that, but
Yeah.
it's I don't know. Sometimes some girls hit you up on. No,
Yeah. Do you feel like it takes? It's just like we turned into robots though. I just
Yeah,
ordered a phone that doesn't have anything except for phone number. It's like basically this. I have this. It's getting sent to me, and I'm only going to use that because of how much social media there is.
Yeah.
What about like wait? I feel like all the rules we used to hold against waves, we just like film pipe to everyone. Like, hey, it's pumping. Check out
Yeah.
my feed.
That's the one thing. It's like
Dropping a pin.
it's
Yeah. Here, come surf.
Or even the new like social media apps, you can track where people are and stuff. I think it's a little too much. I don't know.
Can we agree that geotags are bad for surfing?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. One of my friends, I think, he surfed a spot, and at the top, showed his wetsuit, and it was like, none of your damn business, which is maybe what we should be doing.
That's awesome.
What about seeing as you are one, grommet abuse?
Oh gosh.
And do you
Oh,
cover
and
it?
what-
Do you cover it on the North Shore?
What's the modern grom abuse look like?
I don't know, just tackling them and kind of just always making them do dishes and stuff. I went through it a lot. I was on Volcom, and I had Zeke, which is the man. I think he was like 12, and he still looked like he was 20. And it was fun though. I don't think it didn't really last that long for me because I would always mess with them back, I think, and they were stoked about that.
I love how an 18-year-old is now he's the boss. Used to be.
But
World
yeah,
champ.
Should be considered grom. Yeah, he's world champ.
Recognize.
Yeah, I had
That's true.
Zeke and then Lihiki Minimission and a couple other guys. Lihiki just won his heat actually. Yeah, he's coming back.
Right on, right on. All right, one more, last one. Hollywood surf films, are they good or bad for surfing?
They're terrible for surfing. I mean, you gotta say though, North Shore is pretty good.
Yes.
Oh, you got a fan.
Better believe
you gotta
it.
say. I mean, it's kind of cheesy, but it's weird. They'll be like, oh, we're going to Sunset, and they're coming from Haleiwa, but then they're going the opposite way towards town, and then they're like,
See,
if
North
you
Shore
know this place.
illustrates the beauties of surf culture, which is going to go away if I have all these wave pools running around.
North Shore originates in a
Shore's-
wave pool. It breeds champions.
But he had to come out here, and that's where he like
I
really
still
decided what
just-
surfing was. He came to the North Shore.
I just can't wait for
experienced it.
Arizona to get the Olympics, and then
Oh.
the gold medal will be decided
By
in a
Rick
wave
King.
pool in Arizona, and some kid from Hawaii might win it, and it's all just that's North Shore too, right there.
They should get Rick
Escape
Kane
from
as
the
a
North
judge.
Shore.
Escape.
All right, well, it's been epic having you on, Finn.
Right on. Thank you
Congrats
so
on
Yeah,
the World
good to
Junior
see you.
Championship.
Congrats, dude.
We're going to throw to a quick break. When we come back, Vaughn Blakey is going to give us a few thoughts from that crazy brain of his. So don't go anywhere. The other guys are coming right back after this.
Oh my gosh. Woo! Are you kidding me? Who the hell are you?
We're the other guys. Hello, we are the other guys. I would have said we were the Volcom Pipe Pro alternate commentary stream, but the event's off and we're still going. So how good on us. I honestly didn't even realize the event was off. So
We've been having that much fun.
Travis Ferre, next to you is Vaughn Blakey. Wow, we got three bad guys
got
here
the
right
Gauntlet.
now.
Got the
A lot of who says Prince not dead. We're all making our money as commentators.
put our headsets on.
Vaughn, we didn't catch an
single
iota of
thing.
what happened.
happened
You want to
over-
give us a quick rundown?
Geez, we got down here this morning. There was a pretty fun looking surf, little bit sort of pockety and wedgy, not really good sort of runners on backdoor or anything. I think the swell was pretty north. North swell means a big rip that runs back through it, so you can have it for a bit, but once that rip starts chewing it up, it starts getting a bit messy, and then as soon as the south wind came up, it all moved over to the Gums pipeline.
Gums
The
Invitational.
Volcom Gums
whatever.
Pro, yeah.
One of my
and
favorite comps, actually.
And then, that was it. A couple of kind of standout rides, but nothing too major, like a real dogfight, really.
Yeah.
Pretty classic QS
Yeah.
to kick off the year.
What was it like seeing Kai Lenny in a heat?
It was interesting. Yeah, I mean, he paddled out and just went full Kiwi guy, just like
That's
did
what
like
Chris said. He's like, he looks like
Yeah, man.
like he's in it to win it surfer, like
Pretty
tacking
much.
back door.
Was he
Yeah.
hassling with the paddle battles? Him and Shabat's
Nah.
just shoulder to shoulder?
Nah, the priority ruins the paddle battle sitcho, man. I almost wish that four-person heats thing
Was a
did
little
have
more.
to go around a buoy or do something.
Bring back full contact surfing. I
Yeah.
think originally Peter Druin's plan back in the day was contact heats where
Yeah.
you just take each other out.
Well, that's been my suggestion for like sup comps for ages. Sup jousting.
Yeah,
It's
we
just-
do one where I live. There's a joust.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
got one.
sick.
We'll have to invite you. It's in June.
Oh man.
What about
Bring it.
foil jousting? Is that the future
Whoa.
of surfing?
Yeah, foil
It
jousting.
does have like a horseman type look if you
Yeah,
get them
yeah,
going
yeah.
at each other.
But then at the last minute you could maybe like go inverted and just blade the person.
And maybe teams, and you just whoever, you have your
British
team in the
Bulldogs.
water, and you just got to dodge between them. And
British
I don't know.
foil dogs.
Sounds complicated.
Come on over.
But yeah,
Very complicated.
anyway, it was just like a lot of sort of average scores were sort of topping out heats. So
Any airs?
I saw a couple of airs. I actually wasn't commentating that heat. I was getting my burgers, so I can't remember who did them. But
There were burgers?
a couple of
Yeah,
they were
there's
burgers.
burgers.
You guys missed it.
Oh, man.
Big time.
Burgers.
We're just over here
We're
having
just
brunch.
drinking. I mean, this is our lunch.
Enjoy.
Do you guys have these over there?
No, we don't have the pineapple. What's in there? Mai Tais? I saw your clip from the Turtle Bay.
Not
Yeah,
bad.
you guys must have got fuzzy.
It was
Had to.
They do serve a Mai Tai
Responsibly.
over there.
it's a
Mm.
strong drink. And the sugar this morning, we were both wide awake at 4
Yeah, it
o'clock,
felt
just
great.
going, wow.
Yeah, they come back on you early.
Seeing as we seem to have pretty much every magazine under the sun represented
Yep.
here. I'm from Surfing Life. You were at Surfing, rest in peace. What youth these days? You're Surfing World. You're at Waves and even Tracks back in the day.
All presented by Stab.
All presented by
This is
Stab.
really,
How good?
This is
really
incredible.
Yeah.
What is the state of surf media?
Oh, mate, what a question. It's just
I don't
in
even
a
have
state.
the wind in me to get into that.
Well, it's in a state of immense flux because it seems like every single day there's a new form of media coming out and there's a new way to receive information. It's like people don't even visit your site anymore. You got to sort of go and
Find where they're at.
invade their space. So, yeah, it's weird. I mean, I really long for the old days where we could all just sit around in our magazine offices.
Looking at pictures and
Looking at
surf
pictures,
photos
putting it down, sending it out, getting no feedback unless someone
Did
actually
you just
had.
pick up a loop to look at a trend?
I did.
Jeez,
little
I don't
glass
even know if
loop.
I had that.
For anyone
moment.
under the age of 25, one just wanted to look at some slides on a light box just then.
Showing my age, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I miss those days purely because, if someone wanted to complain or get on their soapbox, they had to actually go to a letterbox,
Yeah.
spend a little bit of money, come in and tell us what they thought.
Yeah.
Now it's like,
The platforms are a little easy to access for
Yeah,
to be
man.
grumpy on.
but, at the same time, that's also meant a lot of good stuff for
Yeah.
surfing. I don't know what.
I
But
remember years ago, I won a pair of board shorts. I had to post a muffin to Surfing Life magazine. So I had to go to the bakery,
yeah.
buy a muffin, go to the post box, buy a box that I could put in and send it to them. And these days, you could be giving away a surfboard and you just have to send in a photo of yourself with the right
Exactly.
hashtag and you get 3
Isn't
entries.
there some legendary story about muffins or donuts between
Donuts,
surfing and
surfer and surfing, donut
magazine?
story. Yeah, it's I don't even know if we can talk about it. We probably could, but basically
That was
one
a good one.
one magazine sent another magazine donuts, and inside the donut box was photos of where the donuts had been, and they'd been they were well traveled.
Right on the bottom. Right on the bottom.
Right
Right
on the
the
bottom.
boys that all feasted
So
on.
it was post donut eat.
Dangerous.
You saw the itinerary the donuts had had.
How's it going over here, you guys?
Mate, we're
How
having
are you going, Trav? This is your
Uh,
first other
this-
guy's cast,
My
isn't
ears are sweating. I do have to go pee.
it? Yeah.
But other than that, it's great.
Cool, man.
It's been fun. We're like tucked in the corner. It's like I feel like we're on Magnaplasm. We're on the set of Magnaplasm from back in the day.
Can you guys see that photo up there? That's the boys in the pool at the Turtle Bay.
Yeah.
Loving it.
Yeah.
We're on the North Shore. People talk about busting down the door. We actually stole the door from the Volcom
Oh,
house.
wow.
Yep.
So we're busting down the door on webcast right here. This is
Yeah.
the brunch cast, gentlemen's hours, 10 till 1. We've got our pineapples. We got little Obama guy.
Last night we
Oh,
did
nice.
water slide. It was my first wave pool experience.
The best part
Oh, well
about
done.
that was Trav, being the unofficial martyr for all things anti-wave pool, was like, whatever. I've been on water slides. They're not that good. And last
Are
night
you-
at Turtle Bay, we're on the
Yeah.
water slides.
Yeah.
Are you an anti-wave puller?
I'm an anti-wave pooler.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've met a
I
few
was
of you
invited.
guys.
Is there a few? Can you introduce me?
Yeah,
I feel like I might
think,
be the only one.
Well, hang on. No, maybe Nick Carroll is still sort of trying to make up his mind. He had a good time.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
well,
no.
hang on. Well, is it still the embargo? I think it's February
yeah.
1st now, right?
No, I think we got a day to go. I don't want to get in trouble.
All right. Yeah.
It's-
Do you want
it's
someone
already-
to get invited?
It's already tomorrow in Australia.
The embargo.
But isn't it 31 days in?
No.
Yep.
It's leap year, so there's only 28. We're good to go. Tell us all. You went to where were you recently?
Yeah, I went and had a go. I went and had a go on the pool, and I went over not as a wave pool denialist, but as a wave pool full frothing embracer, and it was amazing. It was the sickest fun. It was better than I actually thought it was going to be, bigger than I thought it was going to be, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's going to be issues with the entertainment factor of this event they've got coming up. But all in all, the feeling of riding it.
Yeah, it's fun to look at. I am already that first week when it was all coming out, and I was saying like, this doesn't do much for me. Still kind of like wanted to check a few waves. I feel like, well, Alex Nose wrote it really interesting a few weeks ago. But other than that, I'm like, I've seen everybody get barreled.
It's funny you say that because since we had the big warm-up contest with Gabby and everyone, the waves that generate any talk is like, oh, here's Parko riding a skimboard, or here's Alex Nost, or here's Steph getting
gimmicks.
tubed off her
Just
face.
as like a gimmick creator.
Not so much like, I don't know, here's Connor Coffin doing some turns.
Yeah, which makes judging it and, the spectacle of it a real challenge.
If you were the commissioner, the wave pool commissioner, the Right Honourable Vaughan Blakey, how would you roll out the format? Would you go like a skate jam? Would you have a leaderboard like a half pipe comp?
Yeah, I think it'd have to be sort of almost like slalom, like the big jumps or the freestyle jumps at the Olympics where everyone just goes one after the other. But what I'd do is put Felipe on it first, because then the score and the benchmark is set.
You can't surf safe after
and
that.
And then you've got to let it hang out, and you've got to like bring something to it that no one is prepared for. That's the only way I can really see it happening. I mean, I can't see. There's no way it's going to be man on man, clearly. But
a heat would be
surely
not
awful, wouldn't it? But
we're going to find out, right?
We're going to find out. Create an atmosphere around what's going on in the water.
Yeah,
not
I think
just
we're going to try and call Dave Prodan at some point in the next few days and just.
This brings up maybe.
It's
probably
great
should
though.
keep that off air.
I will say this: I'm not being critical of it because I reckon it's a challenge that they're going to have to rise to, but I reckon they will because they have to. Because everything is just going to be hanging on this thing, you know.
We could finally get situational music, which I've been pushing for since Bells a few years ago.
That would be great.
I was talking to Dan. He's like, "Wouldn't it be more fun if there was some kind of where it was like you're at a football game and like the
rally
guys
music
could stuff or just some sort of curated situational music."
Are you talking about like is it in the baseball or the basketball? As you spray towards the end section.
Here goes Volko. He's in the chute. So I went to I was at the Red Bull Unleashed event in Wales a couple of years ago, and they had this dual format, which was kind of cool. So I surf a wave, you surf a wave, I surf a wave, you surf a wave. And you sort of know what you got to do to go up against the other guy. So if the other guy fell, you could sort of safety surf your wave, and you know that you're going to win that one. And it was best of 3, I think. And it was cool because that pool's not got a patch on Kelly's, but they had the big screens. The surfers are like slanging each other off on the screen, seeing themselves pop up, talking.
Wow.
And it was like a totally different vibe to any CT you've ever been to. And guys were calling their runs. Like, Albie Leo went to take off on a wave, and Zeke's like, hack, finner reverse, hack, shove it. And that's exactly what Albie did. And Zeke's just sitting there in the competitors area just going, nailed it.
That sounds like it's heading into WWF turf, man.
Yeah, the XSL.
It was like the competitors are all hanging out just like buddies. They're not kind of against each other, even though it was this dual format.
That kind of sounds fun to me.
It was
I'm a little more into that.
If there'd been heats, that comp would have been torturous. But the new format is so.
Yeah.
You look at all these different events that come out. Cape Fear, different format, and incredible waves, and you're going, what is this? And people even talk about Oki and the skins back in the day.
Yeah.
They're these standout moments where you shake the picture up a little bit, and all of a sudden everyone's like, wow, that's cool.
But it rarely sticks for some reason. I mean, there's been...
Then we go back to, oh, great, it's another no-loser round.
Yeah. There's been such little flexibility, really, in terms of bringing in great ideas that seem to work to the top-tier competition formats. But getting back to what Trav was saying about the music, what if we start heading towards ice skating? And, interpretive dance where you get to pick your own song and then you're just jamming it to...
Well, that sounds fun. The whole thing has gotten so serious that what you were just talking to sounds like brings the party back a little bit to competition. I mean, I'm a big advocate for how it's presented. Surfing is presented so insanely well, from the Volcom Pipe Pro to the WSL.
Yeah.
I can't knock anything of the presentation, but it's kind of not that fun. This is pretty fun. This is fun.
This is right.
Is there room? Do we just need a couple party guys to come back a little bit and like shake it up?
Oh man, I think you're right. I think the whole broadcasting of surfing has never been better.
It's unbelievable.
I love it. I love every
We
single
have an
detail of
alternate
it.
one just because it's fun.
Yeah. And like, I mean, there's room for more of that for sure. But this is like the benchmark with your own set and the boys in the pool and all that sort of thing. Giant pineapple drinks,
Bit of
keeping us
water
refreshed.
slides.
But it is a little sleepy when every once in a while I'll take a look at who's on tour. It's you're either a young upstart from Brazil or you're married with children, and there's not a whole lot in between. You got John.
Yeah, I see what you mean. You're sort of saying
There's
looking
fewer
for
X factors in.
You're looking for some mouths.
I want some.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it can be Dane. It can be just some attitude.
Yeah, that's interesting. I reckon.
Even Wilco's a little like more normal. he was
used to have
so
the
fun
wild-
for a while.
Yeah, but he couldn't get through a heat. He was like always sitting on the bubble, couldn't requalify.
Yeah.
He should still wear the wacky wetsuits.
Yeah,
bring
I
him,
like that.
bring him back.
Maybe just
Yeah.
the top hat.
Yeah.
It's funny though. I mean, Novak Djokovic was called the Joker for so many years. He's really tapered off on that sort of side of his tennis game, and I don't know. Maybe just like that's what you have to do if you want to succeed.
Win.
Because I mean, no one wants to go back on the QE. The QE is such a gnarly grind. It's so heavy. It's like Solly Bailey wins the first comp of the year and cranking waves, and doesn't
qualify.
take that into a roll and qualify. Like it's tough, man.
Yeah. And can you make a career? It's kind of an interesting moment to debate this without competing. I mean, there's a few guys doing it, of course. There's your guys that we're talking about, the X Factor guys, but I feel like we lost a whole tier of free surfers because we don't get to see them.
Yeah.
It's harder to see them, or the way they're packaging things is different.
Yeah, true. It'd be really cool to see a sort of a wider array of wild cards getting starts in events.
Yeah,
too.
maybe that's it.
Because when we're doing the Padang comp, which is an invitational, you see a lot of different names and people who you desperately want to see surf CTs and
How
have
good
the
is
skills
it
for it.
seeing Mason and Clay Marzo up against like Damien Hobgood?
Yeah, and even like even a guy like the Hobgoods, bringing them back in now with a massive, great big break between retiring and where they're at, and throwing them out at Cloudies and the damage they do.
It's
Because
still
they would still do it.
Yeah,
And,
you look
they'd
at
be fired up to watch the other guys they're going against.
you look at a guy like Jack Robinson, who I think we'd all agree should be on the world tour, but good luck getting through the QS. Like it's a minefield.
Yeah, and it's also who wants it the most. And I think sometimes when you come from places that are spoiled for waves and full of opportunity, and you're getting like heaps of coin for being an up and coming pro, you just don't have to fight as hard, and that can go all the way through into the CT because people who have had it all laid out for them are struggling to get the results of some other people who have to just fight tooth and nail to get that.
Well, you're
that stuff going.
You're a young Indonesian kid growing up in Bali. Do you want to be like Batet Murder, who's hanging out with everyone at all the parties, coming to the North Shore, doing this, that, and the other? Or do you want to follow Dede Suriana, who did the QS and still just hangs between Bali and Java? Like, there's...
And how good, I mean, like, anyone who's been to Indo knows just how good the local surfing is there. It's off the hook, as if, like, who is leaving there?
Yeah.
Who is leaving
we were
that?
just talking to Finn McGill about that. He's like, why would I don't need to leave very often.
Yeah.
I guess a couple times, but not really. And that's always been a thing for
He just got a
Hawaiians.
taste
They have a hard time.
of like the next 2 or 3 years of his life if he's hitting the QS at that Bombay Beach event, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Sure did.
What
stuff going.
What about like where the innovation is in heat? Did you think it regressed a little bit got a little methodical? There's of course the wild things every once in a while that a Philippe will do or John will do. But kind of the bottom half, I feel like maybe got a little bit more methodical.
Yeah, I was thinking about this heaps last year, watching Felipe in particular, because his attack zone is just always between 90 and 100. He's never sort of backing off if he feels like he can cruise to 8s or whatever.
Yeah.
But then, looking at the results of like Kelly and Mick, Joel had a pretty good year, but he was surfing pretty aggressive, I reckon, compared to the last couple of years.
He's the scourge of my betting career, that guy. He'll just blow everyone out of the water in round 3, and you go for a free surf and he goes past you and you remember that he's like the sickest surfer to watch live, and you just like put the house on him, and then he goes out and he loses to Miguel Pupo in the next round, and you're like, God damn you, Parkinson.
But he had a good year, and I reckon it was because he was a bit more aggro, and I thought for ages that you were right, like you were spot on. But then I thought also that because of Felipe and that J-Bay performance and a few other things, that it was making everyone have to surf outside their skin. Especially, I guess John sent that benchmark at Margaret's because I'd never seen anything like that.
Yeah, no, that's
including Felipe's performance. I still thought John's at Margie's was the best.
It's funny that
surfing
Margaret River was where we redefined surfing.
Well, action, performance,
saw that
new
coming.
level.
It was like start to finish. He got 19 points in every heat, and he was making everyone who sits there in their post heats going, "Oh, I fucking hate this wave." He's coming out and going, "This is the best. You go so fast. You do these big turns, and like, how can you not enjoy this?" And it's like, he's just done that. Who are we to now go, "Oh, it wasn't very good out there."
Yeah.
But that was like I beach commentated that event, and it was actually hard to keep it in check because you know that his opponent's hearing you. So
how much you're just like gushing for him.
So you're just like, "Oh yeah, well, nice. John's been good, but so's the other guy. He's really been ripping this week."
Who's in his head again? What? Yeah.
There's a guy in a blue jersey out there too. What?
Yeah. But don't you reckon? Like, I mean, obviously that conversation has come up because if you're squeezing the events down and you know going to squeeze the field down again, you are kind of starting to cull away at heats that you're talking about.
And there's less different flavors of styles. So just something I'm intrigued by, I guess, or monitoring from the sidelines.
Yeah, the styles really kind of there's almost like this one generic sort of pro surfer style that
it's
people
beautiful.
last year.
It's like good. It's great. It's like it ticks all the boxes. But yeah,
but you see, a guy like Federico Moraes last year. He's like 6'4". He rides these boards. He's almost like Dan Ross. He rides these 7-foot-long surfboards. People might hang it on him for his style.
We're getting so serious, aren't we, you guys?
Yeah, man.
I just realized.
But he does these massive turns that throw a ton of water. And when the judges have sat there all day long watching the cutout pro surfer style, and then there's this big guy throwing water around the place, he starts getting massive scores. It's just a point of difference. It's something to stand out.
True.
You're probably not going to run a clip of him on your site, but he just does that thing that gets the judges' attention, you know?
I'm open to anyone's clip, but
I got a few clips for you.
I bet you do.
Way cool.
Mate, you surf it.
I got a clip last night on a water slide.
Oh, good.
Yep.
We're going to see that on here?
I'm sure we will at some point.
Yeah. What else is happening in here? What have you guys been talking about? I saw your list of questions.
We solved most of the surf world's problems.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we were meant to be here for 4 days, but we've taken care of everything today.
That's it?
We're pretty much done. Speaking of done, Vaughan, you can go home. It's been a pleasure, as always. I'm sure we'll catch up again before this one is run and done. We're going to cut to a highlights package of stuff. Not sure what it is, but enjoy it. We'll be right back to wrap up the first day of the other guys right after this.
Oh my gosh.
Alrighty, welcome back to the other guys. This is the conclusion of day one here at the Volcom Pipe Pro. The event's already done, but we haven't quite finished our drink, so brunch is still open for another couple of minutes. We've had an awesome day today. We spoke to guests like Balaram Stack, Jamie O'Brien, Tyler Allen came in to do some voiceovers.
Yeah, so we got to meet a lot of
we got to meet a lot of the different characters that live inside his crazy soul.
Including his very own.
Chris Cote came on, Vaughan Blakey came on, had a great catch-up with Kalani David, and Finn McGill, the young world junior champ from right here on the North Shore.
I met a world champ. I met a world competitive world champ.
We met a world champ. We've just about solved most of the surfing world's issues on day one, but we're going to come back again tomorrow. We're going to catch up on some of those guests that we didn't get to see today.
Yeah.
Noah Dean pulled out to go get an X-ray.
Yeah, Noah Dean's getting an X-ray. We're going to We're gonna hope that's all right.
Yeah,
But actually, I've seen him serve with a broken knee. He'll be fine.
It's a sore hand. He can still come talk to us.
Yeah, exactly.
What are some of your takeaways from day one today, Trav?
The wind came up exactly when they said that the wind would come up. I did notice that, like right on cue. So I'm just gonna listen for the rest of the waiting period. It looks like there's a ton of swell, so we should be in for kind of a lot more classic pipeline going on in front. But look forward to just calling all the people that we're gonna call. We're gonna catch up with a lot of different characters that I'm curious as to what they're up to. Today we met Jamie. We talked to Jamie O'Brien about some pretty freaky things.
He said Instagram is the greatest thing in surfing ever.
Yeah, we on paper, me and Jamie probably don't agree on many things, but when I watched him having a good time on the beach yesterday when we showed up, I fully backed that.
He surfed a pizza. Every single guest that came on today said that they love foil boarding. So maybe that's something we can do this afternoon.
Yeah, there's still enough daylight.
If the lifeguards are still around, maybe, because I shouldn't be unleashed on one of those things anywhere near the general public.
Apparently, it's all the reg though. We gotta get.
Everyone loves it. Scariest thing in the world when it's 1 foot. Jamie O'Brien told us that Pipeline on Waimea his comfort zone, confirming that he's a nutcase. Yeah, it was a pretty good day, and looking forward to hopefully catching up with Noah Dean. We were meant to have Kailani come in today, but the way the heat schedule panned out was he was going to actually be surfing when we were going to be talking to him.
And
so
he was out there grinding it out.
Yeah, he was.
So we'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna
Kiwi style, but yeah. Oh, we got some highlights from last year. Looks like we're gonna go see what we got up to with Mason Ho, and that's where we're gonna sign out for today. Day one of the other guys. Diana Dusted, Chris Binns, Travis Ferre.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Everyone.
See you tomorrow.
Aloha.
Think about your claims when you come out?
I don't think of my claims. I don't think anyone else should. But now, actually, I am thinking of my claims, and I'm never going to do it again.
Really?
Yeah, I think that last heat, I did this little one where it was just like, I did this little pelvis thrust, like little 1 inch. Like, if anyone wants to look that back, I don't know what my face looked like, but I was doing little pelvis, like little inch spurts, you know. I didn't want to do the big, I wanted to do the long strokes, like just for fun, like, 'cause everyone likes it.
I'm glad we're not on screen right now because we might be completely cut off.
I feel free over here.